game. They're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that. Hello. Justin Verlander. 2 words. I'm happy.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Spring training starts today. Pitchers and catchers are officially in Lakeland.
Wake up.
Which means Justin Verlander is in Lakeland because yesterday, as the show ends, I always feel like news breaks. I swear, news breaks way more often at like between noon and 1 than you would think, because all the time we finish up the show and within the hour news breaks. I think this happens at like 1:30 yesterday. Justin Verlander signing a 1-year deal with the Detroit Tigers. 1 year, $13 million. However, 11 million of those dollars is deferred money that doesn't even start until 2030. So they're just like, trust us, JV. You'll get the money eventually. 4 years from now, he's $2 million on a base salary this season. Now the rotation suddenly looks like one of the scarier ones in baseball. If we get the version of Justin Verlander that we had in the second half of last season for San Francisco. First half wasn't as great. The news comes out afterwards that Reese Olson, shoulder surgery in early February, about 9 days ago, so he's going to be out for the entire season, which still leads us to a pretty large rotation that's going to have too many guys than need be. So it does lead to some questions of who's coming out of the bullpen, what's going on here, Let's put all that aside for a second. Justin Verlander's a freaking Tiger. I love this. I really do. I feel like Scott Harris, for once, is cooking, because between the Framber Valdez signing last week and Justin Verlander reunion yesterday, it really does feel like for the first time since Mike Ilitch owned the team, for the first time since 2013, 2014, maybe you can even go before then, the Tigers are all in on winning a World Series this year. It seems pretty obvious with the announcement less than an hour ago that Tarek Skubal will be the opening day or the first game starter. They're not trading him. They're going to let this thing ride out this season. They'll have this last dance type of year before he walks off into the sunset and some team named either the Dodgers, Yankees, maybe the Padres, Giants, Blue Jays, one of these teams that's willing to spend. One of these teams is going to pay him, but you know what? That's not going to stop from the Tigers from going all in this year, putting together a little dream team, putting together a little last dance team, and trying to gun for a World Series, because now it feels like this team is truly in contention with the signings the last 2 weeks with Valdez and Verlander. It's one of the best rotations in baseball. You're banking on your guys internally to keep developing, like Colt Keith, like McGonigal. How can you not be excited about this, though? Just as a fan, the nostalgia, the excitement, it's all here heading into the Tiger season, Kyle. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is like a true emotional moment for the Tigers in the city of Detroit, right? Like, we don't get these very often, and this was something we discussed last offseason. Like, could the Tigers have spent the Alex Cobb money on Justin Verlander, and were they going to trade for Verlander at the deadline? He was a guy that was available, and it always felt like maybe at some point a return to Detroit made sense for JV. It feels like he's lasted some more years than all of us thought he would in baseball so far.
And it sounds like he wants to go more than just this final year.
Well,
for him.
And what it also seems like is he is going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Tiger, which is something that we have been discussing for quite some time. Like, just assuming that was no longer a thing, right? He's won multiple Cy Youngs post his Tigers career, has won multiple World Series post his Tigers career. Like, it seemed pretty obvious that he was done as far as making the World Series or making the Hall of Fame with the Tigers. Not according to Jeff Passan, though. Pretty awesome, man.
Last couple times he's hit free agency, there's not been any sort of buzz. In 2021, he signs a 1-year deal with Houston. In 2022, he signs a 2-year deal with the Mets. And then last offseason, he signs a 1-year deal with the Giants. The Tigers not once have ever been connected to him, despite him openly saying in 2021, yeah, I think a reunion with the Tigers, the team that I started it all with, would be fantastic. It shows you that now they feel like they're ready. Because if they would have done this before while everyone was still developing, it didn't make sense for anybody. Why would Justin Verlander come back if the Tigers weren't ready to contend? Why would the Tigers pay Justin Verlander while they have so many guys developing that they need to get, mixed into the rotation? Now it's the perfect, we think that we can contend. He thinks we can contend. Let's bring him back and make this full nostalgic moment and give the fans a little it's not even like a, hey, pat on the back, have some fun. This is a legitimate, we're having some fun and also trying to win the AL Central for the first time in 11 years and win the World Series for the first time since 84. Like this screams, you know what, we hear you, we understand we don't spend a ton of money. Now we're in the top 10 in spending for the first time since 2017. We hear all the criticism. We finally decided we're ready to push our chips into the middle of the table and try to gun for this thing this season while Tarek Skubal is still here, while Justin Verlander's still here. Miggy, dust off the cleats. You want a spot on the bench? Just come hang out in the clubhouse. I need to see him get a ring too.
Nick Castellanos, you're next. Trade for Castellanos now.
Prince Fielder, you want to come out of retirement?
What's Victor Martinez and Ian Kinsler up to nowadays? Bring the whole band back together. Like that's the part to me that is just so good because with this Tigers front office, when you find out the news, because obviously there is a negative part to this, and it's that Reese Olson is out for all of 2026 with the shoulder surgery. But with what Scott Harris has done in the past, the reaction to that potential injury was probably have just been, oh, okay, well, Troy Melton's a full-time starter now. Okay, somebody who's already a part of this team is just going to be a full-time starter now. That was basically what you think would have happened. But no, they reacted to that situation by going and getting a guy that is definitely going to help the team this season. Like, Verlander, yeah, he had a stretch of the year last year where he was not very good.
Do you want me to give you the numbers?
Yeah, sure. But, yeah, sure.
So the first 16 games of the season, he had a 4.99 ERA. Really struggled. Then he had the pec strain, was out for a little bit, comes back. In the last 13 games of the season, he was somewhat of a vintage, but updated vintage version of Justin Verlander. 2.60 ERA, had a ton of swing and miss, but it wasn't really with that fastball that maxed out at 98 miles per hour last year. It was with a lot of swing and miss, the changeup, the breaking ball. He's still an artistry when it comes to his pitching stuff on the mound, which if that version of him is here with the Tigers, which, 43 years old by the time the season ends, obviously health is always going to be a concern with that. If he can give you that version of what we saw from him in the second half of last year with San Fran, they've got maybe the best fifth guy in the rotation in the American League.
Well, and even you want to shrink it, his final 7 starts, he was a sub-2 ERA guy. Like, he got really hot to end the season. And like you said, there isn't pressure on Verlander. Last year in San Francisco, that team was disappointing for their standards that maybe they expected to be, trading for Rafi Devers early in the year. Like, there was almost pressure on Verlander to be like, hey, Logan Webb is the ace. You kind of have to match it, and we need you to be the number 2 guy. They don't need Verlander to be anything except solid in Detroit. Like, at some point, he might even get some bullpen appearances, if everything is going right. Like, you never really know. And so I think he's going to come in and be a key part of this rotation, though. I also think that with the Tigers spending their first 6 games on the road, like, can we map this thing up so that game 1 at home is a Verlander start?
You'd rather have a Verlander start out there than Skubal? Come on.
Well, Skubal's going to start twice before they go home.
Well, unless they map it out to where
Skubal starts day 1. I mean, what? He's going to pitch for the 3rd time in the 7th game of the year?
No, I'm saying have him pitch for the 2nd time. Opening night, or opening day in Detroit. Like, we gotta. I don't know, to have Justin Verlander. You'd rather.
It's Skubal.
You really just want the Verlander thing.
Skubal needs to pitch whenever he's ready to go, man.
That's fair.
Like, we're not just gonna bench Skubal 2 extra days just to get the first start for him in Detroit.
Yeah, then maybe it is going to be Verlander.
Like, let's make Verlander the number 2 starter coming out of spring training, so that he can get that start.
Well, you don't want all-star Casey Mize, number 1 overall pick Casey Mize.
But
as the
think about it,
like starter.
Just think about how much this benefits everyone. This benefits Casey Mize. This benefits Jack Flaherty. Like, it honestly probably benefits Troy Melton the most. A guy who, I mean,
I don't know.
he was going to get thrown into a full-time starter role this year when he really has had no experience in the big leagues doing that yet.
Well, you got to dip your toes.
Right.
What's the point of dipping your toes in the water? Throw yourself in.
I disagree. Not with the pitcher. I think that this is a perfect way to ease in Troy Melton.
He eased in last year, coming out of the bullpen.
He wasn't a starter like ever, though. Like, he was a bullpen guy. I think this year he can be a good mix.
Okay, so he's okay. If he's going to be a mix, then I guess that's a little bit different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought he showed enough last season to really be
I agree.
the fifth starter on this team. So I think he's kind of the one that gets maybe the short end of the stick, unless they go with another guy coming in out of the bullpen. I'll tell you who. I think that should be a little bit later on in the show. 989-837-6125. JV back with the Tigers. We've got our message line open. We've got the YouTube chat open. We've got the Facebook comments open as well. Let's keep this thing rolling. It's Big Win Wednesday. Let's not forget about that, which means we're giving away a nice new prize now that we're in the brand new studio. Pistons, Spurs tickets. We're not putting you up in the rafters. We're going to give you a nice set of tickets to go see Victor Wembanyama and Cade Cunningham. Whether or not Isaiah Stewart or Jalen Duren is going to be playing in that game, I guess is a little bit up for debate right now. That game's a week from Monday. We're still waiting to see this Isaiah Stewart suspension. I would imagine we get that by the end of the day because the Pistons have a game tonight against Toronto. I'm just going to chalk it up to Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren not playing in this one. But it seems like Stu might get a little bit more games on the suspension than we might necessarily think. So we'll see what ends up happening there. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show as well. 989-837-6125. 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Iron Stack Technologies. We know we talk about the game plan all the time on this show. That's exactly how Iron Stack approaches it. They understand they got to help businesses stay secure, stay efficient, and ready for what's next so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I said before we went to break, Iron Stack Technology brings you the 9 o'clock hour. David Griffiths is here, representing Iron Stack. One of the biggest Tigers fans that I know, so this actually worked out pretty well that you're coming in studio the day we're reacting to Justin Verlander being a Tiger again. What was your initial reaction when you saw this news?
Oh, I freaked out. I was in a meeting with one of our larger clients, and I had to mute myself, turn the camera off. I had to run around the office for a little bit.
Some things are more important than the clients.
Some things are way more important, especially a big announcement. I called it last year. I'm like, he's coming back to the Tigers. He wants to retire a Tiger.
He's been saying that for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2021, he has a quote to the Free Press. It's like, yeah, I'd love to finish my career where I started it, but it hasn't necessarily, like, the stars have not aligned until this offseason to where it made sense for either party. Because why would Verlander come back if he didn't think they could win a World Series? Why would the Tigers bring him back prematurely? Otherwise, it's kind of just a distraction for the guys that are, coming along and developing. This is like, at least in my mind, Scott Harris and Chris Ilitch being like, no, we're all in this season, guys. Like, we're not going to pay Skubal. I think the Framber Valdez signing was kind of, it's a good succession plan, but it's a succession plan in my eyes.
Absolutely.
Bringing in Verlander's like, we're going all in this year. This is the year if they're going to do it.
Oh, they're winning a World Series this year.
Okay.
If you look at it, they've already won the AL Central. The AL Central is terrible this year.
We said that last year, but
Yeah.
yes, you would think so.
I mean, I don't think anyone could predict, being in first place for 25 weeks and then mid-September just falling apart.
Yeah.
But I mean,
The offense being as
Detroit team, though.
inconsistent as they was the reason behind it. But now they have an even better rotation in my eyes.
Oh, their rotation is lethal.
It's
I
deep.
mean, even if you look at a 4-game series, you're going up against Skubal, Verlander, Framber now, you got Flaherty, and then Mize.
Yeah.
Like-
and then like Melton and Job potentially by the time the playoffs roll around too. Like,
Yeah,
who
the
knows
only thing
what's
you're
gonna
missing is
happen.
Olsen, who just got called out for the year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that rotation, those 4-game series, so if you look at the ALDS, it's a 5-game series. You're guaranteed 3 wins there with that current rotation. ALCS, you only need 4.
See, I'm with you like on the surface level, but then we kept losing the Skubal starts last year in the playoffs, and I was like, what is happening?
Well, the challenge there is we fired our batting coach. The batting coach was the problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
They couldn't score runs to support him.
all you got to do is change the fact. Stop trying to undercut the ball when you're trying to hit the ball. Stop trying to go yard every single at bat. Just get on base.
Mm-hmm.
Hit a line drive right center field through that little gap. You get 2 runs. You're on the base. You only need 1 or 2 points because that starting lineup or the rotation on the pitching, you're not going to get runs off of them.
See, Kyle and I have been debating this for a while now, like well before the Verlander signing, well before the Valdez signing, of who is like the X factor offensively that's going to help them go from, hey, we're like an above average offense to, oh, we're actually a really good offense. I think it's Colt Keith taking that next step
Absolutely.
forward. Kyle thinks it's McGonigal just hitting the ground running, being one of the best rookies in baseball.
I mean, I think he's going to have a good start just because everyone kind of has that good rookie year where they're just kind of like, because there's no expectation.
Yeah.
The expectation is you're going to be good enough to keep your job, not necessarily good enough to be a highlight. And so anything you do above the base standard is going to be like, oh, they're amazing.
Yeah.
And then they find their rhythm and then they kind of progress through with coaching staff. But, Colt Keith knows how to win baseball games. Kerry Carpenter knows how to win baseball games and win playoff games. You have a playoff lineup. I think if they change a couple of their coaching decisions, focus less on trying to have the explosive hits, in the middle of the game and focus more on just get on base, hit singles and doubles, and then just with that pitching, you're going to challenge them at the plate, and then a 1-0 win is still a win.
Yeah. That's the funny thing too, is like they don't have to have this top 5, top 3 offense for them to make it to the World Series by any stretch of the imagination.
They didn't last year. I mean, if you look at last year, they ran the American League for majority of the year,
85% of the year,
with a mediocre, mid bullpen,
Yeah.
and a mediocre mid offensive and on batting.
that once a week would just score 13 runs. It was the craziest thing.
And I mean, for how many weeks they lead the entire league, and they led the American League for I mean, we went first to 20, first to 30, first to 40, first to 50, just back to back to back to back.
And it was that last
and then
10% of the year.
Some injuries, and you could tell when the coaching change happened. and when the methodology changed, and they fell apart.
Yeah.
And then with injuries on some bullpens, Olsen being out is going to be a struggle because he was going to be a good arm for us. But I think with the bullpen changes, and recruiting's not over. Spring training technically starts today?
Pitchers and catchers report
and
today.
So you're going to see a lot more prospects. Hey, let's try them out. And look at some other prospects we got last year. Like, hey, let's give them a start. Jahan, his first at bat almost went yard. And so when we get these good recruits, we're going to get the bats. And if we can lead the league like we did last year, now we have an amazing bullpen starting rotation. We got the closers.
Yeah, I was going to say the Kenley Jansen thing's kind of been not swept under the rug, but it's just not a highlight right now because of the Valdez and Verlander deal.
Yep.
Now they've got a three-headed monster as their their closers.
We're already guaranteed an ALDS spot because Cleveland's out. Their bullpen is terrible now.
It was a miracle they even got to the playoffs last year.
And
they sold.
The White Sox are the White Sox, so who cares? And even Minnesota, their entire payroll doesn't even equate to our bullpen payroll.
What they did last year at the deadline was diabolical.
You could tell what they're doing. We want as much money as we can because we want to go into a 10-year rebuilding series.
Yeah.
And so we got the American League Central, and then put that rotation up against a 5-game series. You're going to get 3 of them. There's your ALDS. Now you're in the ALCS. You only need 4. And then we're bringing a World Series back to Detroit.
That's the goal. 18 years since a team has won a title.
Hopefully this year at Comerica Park, not Fifth or Bank Park.
This is the last year. I think they did announce it's going to stay Comerica Park throughout the year, right?
Yeah, they're going to keep it this season, but it's most likely going to change next season.
There's 2 teams. You could make the argument for all 4 teams that could legitimately end the drought in the next year or so, with the Pistons in first place, with the Tigers having the season that they did last year, now that the off season that they did, which is now in the blink of an eye, in a week span, a very high level off season in my mind. Detroit sports are kind of on the rise right now. Not even on the rise; they're just on top.
They're just
they got to win. They got to win one, but regular season wise, they've been winning a lot.
Yeah, you could definitely look at least 2 of these teams are going to be world champions this season or in the next year.
David Griffiths, not just an expert on the Tigers, also on technology. What's going on in that world right now?
AI. I know you mentioned yesterday all the Super Bowl AI ads. AI is everything right now. We're rapidly onboarding some new products with AI. Trying to help customers and businesses try to figure out how do we implement, or how do we defend against, how do we regulate, how do we protect our internal data, but also use the technology. And so making sure we're writing acceptable use policies and making sure that we're training people on how to properly and safely use AI, and then build those standards and then just implement it for them so they can see really, hey, this is a tool that we can use. We use it every day.
Right. See, most people think of it as bad. You
it
guys
can be.
Yes, but you guys are using it to help you in some way.
Yeah. We use it for efficiency. What used to take us 3 weeks to write a report on an incident or an audit, we can now just take our notes, drop it in. We have templates and formats that we've kind of pre-trained it, and it spits out a report that's 80, 90% there. We go through, review it, make any tweaks and changes because sometimes AI can be a little drunk.
Yeah.
And then we have that there. Or, in a lot of cases we're troubleshooting an issue. We need to write a script to fix it or figure something out. What used to take me 3 hours to write a script, I just tell our internal chat GPT, hey, this is what we're trying to do. It pipes out a script. I may have to edit it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we can deploy it. Or in some cases, our marketing, we're very active on social media. And mostly it's funny memes, but that's kind of our brand. But majority that's all AI driven. We have an internal staff that coordinates it, but the content's all AI driven. A lot of our marketing, and so a lot of people come out and say, "Hey, I want to use AI to get more sales." Well, cool. How? What do you want to do with that? How do you want to create that efficiency? And then we take that and go, okay, from a regulatory perspective, how do we make sure that you're not getting in trouble with the federal government? How are we going to make sure that you're not compromising your internal data? And then making sure that people are just using it and then training them on it.
So business owners in the Great Lakes Bay region, if they've got this they've got it in their head I got to protect my business from AIs, from scams, what would you tell them?
You can't.
Unless you call you.
Not even that. AI is growing so fast, you can't protect against it. attacks are getting so sophisticated, we can detect and try to remediate. But a lot of cases it's going to be your employees are using AI. They just are. You don't want them using the free AI because all that data is just being ingested and shared and used to train the AI. So instead of trying to fight them on using the AI, let's build something for them to use.
And that's where you guys can come
And
in.
then that's where we come in. We evaluate your business. What are your goals? Are you trying to, become more efficient? Are you trying to make better business decisions? Because obviously AI can analyze data a lot faster than a human can. And then we pick the right GPT. We pick the right platform. We help you onboard it into your company. We write all the policies so we can train your staff on, hey, what you can put into AI, what you can't put into AI, how do you use it, what can you, what benefits it can provide to you. And then we provide training and ongoing support as the technology grows and expands. And then we're using it internally. What used to take, 15, 20, 35 minutes to detect a threat in our SOC is now, right now our mean time to respond from when our system fires off an alert to when a human is on a keyboard remediating is less than 4 minutes.
Wow.
Because we're using AI to initially triage that and detect and do an initial write-up on what's going on. And then we're hitting the ground running. We already have the intelligence to back up our remediation. And so within a few minutes, we're in your network and fixing whatever may have happened.
So if someone wants to learn a little bit more about this, connect with you guys, what's the best way to do that?
Honestly, go to any public event in the city of Midland. We're probably there. But go to our website, ironstacktechnology.com. Fill out the little request a quote form. It'll make my marketing company happy. And then we'll reach out. We'll start talking about what you're trying to accomplish. Go to any of our social media and send us a message. We're everywhere. We're on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Most of those are memes, but
What's going on in the Iron Stack Technology TikTok?
mostly dumb golf memes.
I think I would get a kick out of that. I'm not on the TikTok these days, but
I'm addicted. I
You
can't
like
turn
it?
it off.
yeah. So the reason I don't have it installed on my phone, we post on TikTok obviously through the Mint, but the reason I don't have it on my phone is I was a freshman in college. This was COVID, so all online classes. I'm not paying attention at all in my class. I'm just scrolling on TikTok, and I said, Ben, put it down. You got to pay attention. In less than 30 seconds later, I was somehow back on TikTok, and I had no idea how I got on, so I deleted it.
I always hate on Sundays when my phone says, "Oh, your average screen time," and it's like TikTok 6.5 hours per day average. I'm like, ooh.
David Griffiths, Iron Stack Technology, biggest Tigers fan we have in the Great Lakes Bay region. Appreciate you coming on.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All right. Like I said, 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by Iron Stack Technologies. We'll keep this conversation going with Justin Verlander coming back to the Tigers. Who is the odd man out of the rotation? Plus, Tigers or Pistons? Which team is more likely to end the Detroit drought? This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt, YouTube, and Facebook.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on one. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Tigers, they are all in on 2026. We got to come up with some sort of nickname for this season because we can't just rip off The Last Dance. We can't just call it the all-in season. It's got to be something, though, because it does feel like Chris Ilitch and Scott Harris have all but said this is the year. Like, if it's not going to happen this year, it might not happen ever because we're not paying Tarik Skubal. Because to me, as much as I like the Framber Valdez signing, it's an apparent succession plan to Tarik Skubal. Oh, they bring in another lefty, maybe the second best lefty in the American League on a 3-year deal. Yeah, Skubal's gone, and this is going to be the ace next season. And to be quite honest, it's a good succession plan as much as I don't like to say, as much as I'm not just content with there being a succession plan and letting Tarik Skubal walk. If it's going to happen, which it feels like it's more apparent now than ever that it's going to happen, it's a good succession plan nonetheless, but this is the only year you're going to have Skubal and Valdez. This is the only year you're going to have Skubal, Valdez, and Justin Verlander. This is like a whole reunion. We got to come up with some sort of nickname for this season.
The last grit, maybe. I'm trying to involve something with the gritty Tigers because that's the thing. This is still going to be the gritty Tigers. Like, they haven't added any offense,
Right.
all their moves have been pitching, which I think is fine. Like, I'm cool with it because you kind of see what worked in the playoffs for a lot of these teams. Seattle's pitching was so good. That's what got them far. Toronto's pitching was great. Like, obviously their offenses were better than Detroit's as well, but I kind of like the fact that they're leaning into the pitching aspect of things. So,
And you look at their closers, too, between Vest,
like, we're forgetting they added Kenley Jansen, man. Like,
and Jansen.
Jansen was a great add. Exactly. So, like, this, I know that we kind of have brought it up a couple of times about, like, yeah, it is the last dance. It's the last, time we're going to have Skubal out there, and we have Justin Verlander. It's a cool thing. I want to go to as many games as I can, especially when those guys are pitching, because, like you said, we're not going to have it next year. But also, I don't want to focus on, like, this is the last year of Skubal. I want to focus on, like, the Tigers have a really good chance to go to the World Series this year. Like, that's the part that I want to focus on. They are a top 10 payroll in baseball.
Yeah.
That is something we've been clamoring for. Mm-hmm. They are just killing the rest of their division in payroll. Yeah, it's not that hard to do, but this is the highest payroll in Tigers history.
No, but this is the first time that they've ignored, like, the competition in the AL Central, because typically it's like, well, look, like, oh, we're spending more than everybody else when the bar is so low.
Right.
Now they're like, no, we're going to spend with the other teams that are competing to
we're
win
going to spend
American
with
League.
Seattle. We're going to spend near as much as Toronto is. Boston doesn't spend that much as they used to. We're going to spend as much as they are. Like, I think that, and to your point that we brought up in the previous segment about, like, well, yeah, maybe this hurts Troy Melton a little bit. Yeah, but isn't that kind of what the old regime is all? That's what we used to complain about.
Like, add as much talent as possible, figure it out later.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, sure. Does this make Troy Melton not a full-time starter? It probably does. But at the end of the day, that's what Scott Harris would have done. Oh, one of our starters
is damn good at his job as the in-between guy last year.
That's what I'm saying. And like, Reese Olson gets hurt, Jackson Job is hurt. The old issue resolved to that would have been, okay, well, Troy Melton and another guy from the minor leagues, welcome to the starting rotation. Kiter Montero, welcome to the starting rotation. No, he didn't have to go sign Framber Valdez. Yeah, Verlander, sure, that's for the story thing. Verlander's also going to be a key part of this rotation as well. So, like, I just want to, at least for one point here, acknowledge what a great job this front office has done, because 95% of talk we have about Scott Harris and Chris Ilitch is negative. And this is a positive thing.
95% of the offseason, they hadn't done anything. Like, I think it was totally fair criticism, because up until the last week, before they signed Valdez and before they signed Verlander, the only real addition they made to this team was Kenley Jansen. So, of course, we are going to be upset about it. Like, I'm not going to take back that apology that
I agree.
That I was attacking Scott Harris. But it did feel like something. I don't know if it was the Reese Olson shoulder surgery that ended up happening. I think it was February 2nd or something else. But something happened to where Chris Ilitch and Scott Harris looked at each other and said, screw it, man. We're opening up the wallets, and we're going to win the World Series this year.
We wanted it to be an all-in type of offseason. It only took them till, the day before spring training started to, like, finally commit to the all-in thing. Like you said, I mean, just what an odd offseason this was for Detroit. Nothing happens for months. And then, obviously, in the last 2 weeks, we've had just so many different events occur.
So it still feels like the Yankees are favored to win the American League. Seattle is second. Toronto's third, Boston's fourth. Tigers are still listed as fifth. I think that's always just going to be the case, though, with a team that's got a better rotation and bullpen than a team that just has the superstar bats, because Vegas also has to protect themselves. Like, they know the Yankees are going to get a ton
That's what I
of
was going
bets
to
on
say.
them.
People are going to bet on those teams, too.
Yeah, I think the Tigers aren't the sexy pick to go to the World Series, but, like, you look at their rotation in their bullpen, in the guys that they potentially have, like, relieving them, it's going to be really tough to beat this team in a 4-game series.
And compared to those other teams as well in the American League, the one thing that you have to give the Tigers better odds for is that they are all but a guarantee to win their division. You cannot say that about those others. I mean, you just named 3 AL East teams right there,
Yes.
you know? Like, and then obviously Seattle in the West. Like, yeah, Seattle's kind of lined up to win the West, but you never know how good. Like,
Houston's always around.
and like, low-key, the A's might have a good year this year. So, like, you're looking at all those teams. The Tigers, yeah, I get that they blew the biggest division lead ever last year, whatever. They should
Hopefully
be,
that was a wake-up call.
They should be the biggest favorites a team has ever been to win a division this year. Like, it should truly be that. Kansas City will be good, for sure.
I got bad news for you. They have this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I misread it. Yeah, they have. Actually, they're plus 115 to win the AL Central.
I mean, that's probably pretty good, right? Is there any other teams that are minus odds other
The
than
Dodgers
the Dodgers?
are minus 650.
And the Dodgers are just, I mean, they don't count because everyone would bet on them if they were anything.
Cubs
but
plus
that.
110 is the shortest odds.
Okay.
Seattle's actually plus 110 as well.
Okay, so, I mean, they're similar to some of the other teams, but, like,
I don't know, man. In what world does Kansas City win the AL Central? Like, in what
I think
world
Kansas
do the
City's
Tigers
the second
not?
best team. That's the big thing to me. Like, I think Kansas City will be good. I think Kansas City has a chance to be like a sneaky wild card team, but the other 3 teams are going to blow. Like, it's them or Kansas City. So, like, like you said, what world do they not win it? I don't know. The offense sucks that bad, but, like,
Yeah, Colt Keith doesn't do Colt Keith gets worse basically. Kevin McGonigal never really figures it out.
Riley Green
there's
strikes
injuries
out
with the
more.
pitching rotation.
That seems like a lot of things to go wrong. And then
Right.
that's not even, yeah, like you said, that's not even involving the team's biggest strength, which is pitching. Like, the offense could be average and they would still be pretty good
I
because
think the
of how
offense
good the
could
pitching is.
regress this season and they'd still be a pretty lights out team
I agree.
because of how good their pitching. Kyle. Troy Melton is not going to be a starter. We loved Troy Melton last year, although that's what we think. I actually think Jack Flaherty should come out of the bullpen. I'm bringing this.
I knew you were
going
to say that. Yeah, I mean that was your thing last year. That's fair. I mean I get it. It's not going to happen. So like
$20 million bullpen guy.
Right.
How about this though? How about this? Troy Melton is just like undeniably great in spring training. It's like this guy's unreal. He's got Verlander now taking him under his wing, and then you look at Flaherty. The velocity's down. Just doesn't really have that fastball anymore. Innings 1 and 2 last season, 3.19 ERA. Innings 3 and 4, 4.87 ERA. Innings 5 and 6, 6.98 ERA. He's just not a guy that I want out there for more than 3 innings. So why would he be in the starting rotation?
right.
I don't understand.
I mean I get it. I think he was fine to end the year. Like he closed the year pretty strong. I think in the playoffs he was probably the Tigers' second best starter. So like he's a guy that I still
as a year older.
As your 5th starter, like well, I think Jack Flaherty's a phenomenal 5th starter, and Troy Melton as your 5th starter has all the upside in the world. Like we were talking about Melton to potentially be the Tigers' number 2 coming into this season before all this stuff went down in the offseason. So it's a good problem to have, and that's why I'm so excited.
I think, and then I don't know, is Jackson Jobe just not coming back this season? Like then it starts to get really
There's
messy.
no rush. I also think that it seemed like from all there hasn't been a lot of offseason inklings about anything with the Tigers, but from the few that we've gotten with Jobe, it seems like he's recovering pretty fast from this. So if he does come back, it obviously won't be until like a July, August at the earliest. But still, like now there's
he'll
not.
be in the rotation, right? There's no world where it's like, nah, we'll ease him back.
Well,
in.
then
He's in the
he'll
pen.
come back in the minor leagues, and if things don't go well in the minors, then you never know. Like maybe they just wait until next year. A lot of these times, Tommy John is more than a year. It just depending on the timing of it. Like if it doesn't make sense for him to come back for a month. You know, if the team is contending, it's a lot of pressure. So it all depends on where the Tigers are at and when he's ready. But that's the good part with this. Like now they're not relying on. Imagine if we were sitting here in June and the Tigers were 3 games under 500 and the rotation stunk, and we're like, man, we need Jackson Jobe to come back to save our season. You know how much that would blow?
Yeah.
Like now they don't have that.
I don't know. I would put Flaherty in the pen and have Troy Melton be the other starter just because I think there's more upside there. But he was pretty good in that hybrid role last year where sometimes he'd start, but a lot of times he was just the long reliever. We'll see what they end up doing. 989-837-6766. 6125. Who's got the better chance to end the Detroit Pistons or the Detroit championship drought? The Pistons or the Tigers? That's when we come back. Show, as always, is brought to you by our friends over at Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, the storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky's. Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
We've got the bad boys making a return. We've got Justin Verlander making a return. It feels like we are as close as ever to ending the drought that has been in place since 2008 when the Red Wings won the last Detroit championship. Not to mention, Wings are doing great right now. Lions, people have different thoughts on where the Lions are, but it's not like they have no chance to win a Super Bowl this season and end that drought as well. But obviously the Tigers and the Pistons seasons will play out first. If you could bet on one of these two teams to win the championship this year, what do you think you could get those odds at? Like, hey, one of these teams wins it. It's still probably like 7-1, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to look at basically what the odds are for each of these teams to win it. Like, the Tigers are still pretty big long shots to win the World Series odds-wise this year. But like we said in the previous segment, that's a lot based off just the big name teams there are in baseball. Like, that's what everyone's going to bet on. And the Pistons are first place in the East. So I think that kind of boosts it a little bit. I don't know. It's probably like a plus 400.
Well, the Pistons are plus 1,200 and the Tigers are plus 2,200. So maybe like plus 1,000, plus 900 that one of them wins the title.
Oh, I'd take it.
I really think this could be the year. And I don't know which one of these teams is more likely. Probably it has to be the Pistons, right? They're in first place right now. The path to the finals looks as clear as ever. They got a red carpet rolled out in front of him, and it's not red because it's the design. It's red because they bloody up everybody in their way. They're going to steamroll their way to the finals. There's a world where that happens at least. Baseball gets weird in the postseason.
Yeah,
you
they're
never know what's
gonna
happen.
Let's pause on that. But
You can see it, though. Like, we are yet to find a team in the Eastern Conference where it's like, well, this team could be problematic because every team we think of that, just the Pistons just roll them in the regular season. So I'm not going to – okay, maybe that's a little bit extreme to say they're going to steamroll everyone on the way to the finals.
Yeah, when they haven't even won a playoff series with the score yet.
My point is there's not a team in the Eastern Conference that it's like, oh, man, we got to beat we're the team to beat.
Sure.
But then these West teams get pretty tough. We'll see what ends up. I think it just has to be the Pistons, but I don't think it's crazy to say the Tigers are the best chance.
If it was getting to the championship, I would for sure take the Pistons. No doubt about it. Winning, though, is weird. Like, because it's, once again, I understand that, like, oh, the Dodgers are this almighty team in baseball. But baseball is just weird. Like, it's that simple. The Dodgers almost lost the World Series last year. You know, like, and they could just lose in the championship series to someone. You never know. And so that's why I think I would almost lean Tigers, just because they're probably for sure going to be in the playoffs. And once you get in the playoffs in baseball, you never really know what can happen, especially when you have a rotation that the Tigers are going to, that we hope is going to be healthy at that time. The Pistons are the best team right now. No doubt about it. They're the best team. But if I had to pick, I'm basically saying, will the Pistons do it this year? Because there's confidence that the Tigers can do it in this last dance run. And if they don't do it this year, then obviously, you know, then who knows when it's going to happen. But I think I would almost lean Tigers.
See, I don't like the reasoning.
Is that disrespectful to the Pistons?
I think it's putting the Pistons in a position to where if they make the finals, it's a huge win, and anything beyond that's like cherry on top.
Is it not?
I think it'd be. I mean, if they got to the finals and didn't,
I mean, that
win,
would be
it's obviously a blow.
It would be a huge win if the Pistons went to the finals.
I just don't want to put it in a position to where it's like, well, we have no chance to win the championship once
Sure.
they get there.
Sure.
Because that's kind of what it seems like the stance you're taking is, oh, well, they have no chance to beat a Western Conference team. When just last year, this team that we think is this super team got pushed to 7 games
Sure.
by the measly Pacers. And that's, I'm not trying to discredit the Pacers, but like, no one thought they had a chance.
And
against
they almost
the Thunder.
won. Yeah,
they almost won.
Yeah,
and
no,
their
you're
best
right.
player
That's a good point.
tore his Achilles in the first 2 minutes of the game.
I guess here's the stance that I was trying to take is that who's more likely to win a championship in these specific championship games or series? Pistons versus ex-West team or Tigers versus Dodgers?
Pistons versus X.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in the NBA that's quite like what the Dodgers have in baseball. That team truly feels unbeatable. I know they're not. And I know once you get into the playoffs in baseball, anything can happen. It takes a couple of swings, it changes the entire outcome of the playoffs.
Whereas in the NBA, like Mad Dog Russo said the other day, the cream rises to the crop, because that's, not the phrase.
His point's correct, though. Like, usually the better team wins, like 90% of the series, right? Like,
Yeah.
typically we don't walk away from the finals being like, man, the wrong team won.
It's also usually just the best team going into the playoffs wins the championship too.
A lot of the times, yeah.
It's one or the two best teams that you expected to win does win.
Yeah. And the Pistons are going to be one of those teams because of everything that's going on in the Eastern Conference this season. So I think I would still go with the Pistons.
No Lions or Wings love here, huh? Because here's the thing.
The Lions are different because they happen later on.
The Lions are the most quickly removed team, though, from like being the closest.
Oh, yeah. It was
that's
the Lions for 3 years.
Exactly.
And now everyone else is caught up, and they've taken a step back.
Now all of a sudden we're putting the Lions at 3 and maybe even 4. Like, it's just weird to say that just based off of how close they were. But still, like the fact that they're 3 and they were a game away from the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Like it's weird to think about it.
Game away from the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and then last year, which I guess is now 2 years ago, best team in the NFL. Like it shows you how fragile things can get in the NFL. Whereas you look at the NBA, and this is year one of the Pistons. I guess last year was kind of year one, but in true title contention, this is year one of probably 3 or 4 where they're going to have a legitimate chance to do this. Whereas the Tigers, it does feel like unless Jackson Jobe or Troy Melton turns into this ace, which I think is just a dangerous thing to assume is going to happen. You're setting yourself up for disappointment and frustration with one of those players. This does feel like hey, if they don't do it this year, it's not going to happen because you're going to let Scuba walk, and then your chances of winning playoff series just go dramatically down.
Would you straight up yes or no? In the next 2 years, 2 sports seasons for all 4 teams, there is a title in Detroit?
I mean, yeah, I think I would just say yes.
I hope so, man.
Reluctantly.
It's nice that all these teams are so good. We got guys in the YouTube chat talking about April in the D. Like, man, we're bringing that back. It's pretty awesome.
The Bad Boys Pistons, the Tigers starting things out, playoff hockey in Hockeytown, and then the Brad Holmes handing out contracts that he probably shouldn't. Draft an offensive lineman. Yeah, this is a feeling I haven't had for the Tigers in a long time. And I know they were so hot to start out last season, but this is the first time I feel like the organization themselves from the top are all in on a team in a season. 989-837-6125. Pistons are back in action tonight. They've got the Raptors. However, whether or not Isaiah Stewart is going to be playing, I guess, is very much in question. He's a repeat offender. I assume he's going to get suspended for what happened on Monday against Charlotte. I still am not mad at him for doing that, but it feels like this could be a much larger suspension than we necessarily imagined. 989-837-6125. We'll check the Mint messages as well. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on the Mint.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building.
This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
989-837-6125. Welcome back into the Ben Bosscher Show live here on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you have not already on that side of things. Isaiah Stewart, we are awaiting a suspension for him and what's likely a suspension for Jalen Duren as well. We'll get into that. Let's get to some messages before we do that. Rob from Saginaw says, when the news broke and I got the notification on my phone about Justin Verlander, all I could say was, hell yeah. The only thing I am worried about is the offense. I want to know, is Keith, Meadows, Dingler going to step up? And I'm really curious on what Green and Torkelson did this offseason to cut down on the swing and miss at the plate. Torkelson didn't really have that problem, I don't remember, last year. He was the most consistent bat on the team, I thought, from day one to the end of the season. Obviously, let's just put the playoffs over there.
Yeah, everybody stunk.
I thought Torkelson was super consistent, but he's right that one of Meadows, Keith, or Dingler is going to have to take a stride forward. And you and I keep talking about, hey, is it Keith or is it McGonigal as this X factor? Hey, we've had the conversation about, well, is Parker Meadows just the odd man out? We have kind of put Dingler to the side as a guy who could potentially break out as another reliable bat for the Tigers this year.
I mean, didn't he already break out last year, though? Like, I would argue he broke out a year ago. There's not many catchers in baseball that are as good as he is behind the plate and then also did an awesome bat. Like, it's a lot of pressure to put on him if we're kind of like, hey, he could break out again. Like, I don't know. Those are high expectations to have. If it happens, that'd be great, of course. But
oh, my God, it's Cal Raleigh.
yeah. Oh, my God, 50 bombs and he's a switchy.
Yeah, my money would be on Keith of those three guys to, like, truly, you were a difference maker this year versus last
Healthy
year.
Glaber, I think, plays a lot as well. Like, we know how good he was in the first half of the season, was an all-star, of course, and then...
But that doesn't make the offense, like, we kind of need Glaber to be
it stabilizes.
the first half
yeah,
version.
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he is like the stabilizer, the consistent piece of the offense.
Correct.
When he's healthy.
Whereas these three guys, one of them taking a step forward would, okay, now we have, like, 5 guys that we can rely on. Like the Burgers.
Right.
This one's from, I don't know who it's from. He says, congratulations on the new studio. Great start of the show. Appreciate it, guys. I think having revamped to the pitching rotation won't mean anything if Riley Green continues to have the mindset of striking out as not being a big deal, and if the Tigers are going to continue to have terrible plate discipline. Man, we can't just be happy for a day. No, I get it.
I mean, you literally talked about this yesterday.
No, I understand. Well, that was before we found out about
Sure,
JB.
that's true.
I think the strikeouts will naturally go down for Riley Green. I think he does need to change his approach to just trying to seek good contact rather than hit a ball 500 feet. But I think the strikeouts are always going to be a part of Riley Green's game. Like, I don't think those are ever just going to disappear from his arsenal, just the way that his swing is set up. Look at the fundamental, look at his swing. It doesn't take a baseball expert analysis to understand
it's a
that
vertical
swing is going to have
a
lot of strikeouts. And if he's hitting 35, 40 home runs, you have to live with them. You just have to hope it's 150 Ks rather than 200.
Right. Like, can he go from just leading the league in strikeouts to leading the team in strikeouts? Can that be...
I'm fine with that.
Right. He probably always will, but can that be, like, the only thing he leads in that category, you know?
Correct.
And if he's still...
And walk more. That's maybe the biggest thing. Get on
Right.
base more. Because you're right, the plate discipline from this texter, that's the most frustrating part of the 3-pitch at-bats where it's just like,
Right.
geez, man, we didn't have a shot to
like,
get on base.
His goal should be, look, I'm probably going to lead the team in strikeouts, whatever, but like he still needs to be the best overall hitter on the team. Like he needs to lead them in OPS. If you're going to hit all those bombs, you better be the OPS leader, and he was not last year. So that obviously has to play.
And when you're the best hitter on the team, like, and you have a kind of a lazy approach at the plate where it's just like 3 pitches, I swung at all 3 and I didn't make contact on any. Like, other guys are going to see that. And also, the more you can extend an at-bat, the more it's going to help the guys behind you in the lineup, and the more it's going to help, get that starting pitcher out of the game early.
And you won't get taken out of the game in the 8th inning by A.J. Hinch.
Which is
if you're
still
the
a
best hitter
dumb
on the-
decision. I still can't get over that
See,
one.
I actually think the opposite. I think that just tells more about Riley Green than it does A.J. Hinch. You know?
Yeah, but then the next game he hits the bomb versus the lefty. Like I fundamentally can never get behind taking out your best player
the
in
league's
those games.
the league's leader in strikeouts. You can't fathom taking him out of the game.
He's the best hitter on the team. He is.
Yeah, I know.
Like, does anyone have a chance of dethroning him this year, or are we
Yes,
just kind of
I
putting
think
him
absolutely.
in a spot where he can't be dethroned?
I
I
don't
kind of
know.
agree with you, though. I honestly think it could be Colt Keith. And maybe I'm putting way too much stock into the guy, but like the Tigers did for a reason.
I just don't know if like a World Series team is Riley Green as their best hitter. You know, like I don't know if I can envision that. Now, if he takes strides to continue to go forward, I think he's like an awesome player. We talked about this with Chris a ton last year. Like, is Riley Green a superstar or is he just a star? And I still
think he's a star for now.
But
He's
I don't
young,
know.
though.
I think we don't know the answer. Like, I don't know if he's a true superstar of baseball. He's for sure a star. I think that's fair. But is there another step?
If he was a superstar, he'd be on Team USA for the
And he's
World
not.
Baseball
He's
Classic.
not playing for Team Puerto Rico either. He's just out in general.
That was like out of spite, though.
Well, yeah.
He was like, if I'm not playing for America, I don't really want to play for anybody else. But I know the OPS technically went down last season. I think we all feel like he got better as a player from every year he's been in the majors, right? Like, he's still 24 years old. He's 25 this season. Rookie season, I mean, he didn't play a whole lot. But then from 2023 to 2025, like, he's taken a significant jump each of those seasons. And as much as we criticize the guy, back-to-back All-Star.
Yeah, I mean, like, once again, I think there's the expectations on him because of how good he was to start off the year, and then all of a sudden, boom, he had that huge stretch in the middle of the year.
He had two of them.
Where he couldn't do anything, like the 0 for 20s type stretches. Like, you can't really have those if you're a superstar and if you're the team's best hitter. But, yeah, I think this is a good a text that came in because I think that's going to be one of the bigger concerns with the team this year is, like, we're talking about all these guys that could take leaps, be the X factors for the Tigers. Riley Green still does have to establish himself and improve from last year.
And he's going to face more criticism than everyone else because as of right now, he's the face of the franchise, at least on the offensive side. He just is. Skubal, like, as much as we can say it's Tarek Skubal not going to be here a year from now. Riley is. At least I think.
Is Torkelson not the face of the franchise just because former first overall pick? Like, I think he kind of has
two-time All-Star, man.
I agree, but I think Torkelson has the popularity factor more than Riley Green, personally.
Torkelson also was playing AAA ball a year and a half ago.
Let's not discredit Torkelson's year last year.
I'm not. But 36 bombs for Riley Green. I don't think anybody, like, I never once envisioned him being this type of player. I always thought he was going to be the opposite.
Former top hitting prospect in baseball? You didn't envision him to hit 35
I
bombs?
thought he was just going to be a great I mean, to go from 24 home runs to 36 in 1 year, like, that's a pretty significant jump. The issue is he went from 64 to 46 walks. So if he can hit the 36 home runs with the 64 walks, that's how it's like, okay, now he's kind of blossoming into a superstar.
Uh-huh.
At age 25, he's still so young. I think if anyone's going to dethrone him, it's either Torkelson or Keith as the best hitter on the team. But like, it feels like that we can do that theoretical for as long as we want. He's a two-time All-Star. Nobody else on this team can say
Right,
that.
like the best answer would be nobody takes him over because he just gets better even.
Because he's done it every year.
Right.
We'll keep going on a couple more text messages, and then we've got some more guests to hop on the show. This one says, if the Tigers don't win the World Series, do you think paying Skubal a giant contract makes sense? I think paying Skubal, no matter what happens this season, I think paying the best player in the sport makes sense. And if he came up through your system, best pitcher in the sport, I should say, makes sense. It doesn't feel like they're going to do that regardless, though. I think the Valdez thing is very, like, read between the lines.
You just have to tell yourself, like, if you have any sort of hope that they're paying him, that they're not.
It's
like,
not
you just have to believe that they're not because they're not. But also, I will say, like, we talked about this when Framber Valdez got signed. I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world to not want to pay a guy till he's 40. I truly think it's not that crazy of a thing to be a little bit second-guessy about. I'm not saying they shouldn't pay Tarek Skubal, but, like, it's not like they're not willing to pay him the year-by-year salary. They just don't want to pay him for 10 years. I think that's kind of valid.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be paying Justin Verlander when he's 46.
That's a good point. He's a little bit of an anomaly, I would think.
That's what I don't really – why I get the deferred money aspect. I don't – whatever. Why is it deferred until 2030? $11 million they owe this guy in 2030?
Because in 2030,
What?
that's when the hot and ready prices are going to really go up. In 20, like we're really going to spike. We're going to ease people up like 30 cents more, and then 2030, boom, $15 for a hot and ready to pay Justin Verlander.
Lamar says, Ben, I believe that as good as the Pistons are, opposing teams will be able to continue to bait Beef Stew and JD into ejections, and it will derail the Pistons from achieving their championship goals.
I haven't thought about this. Could that be a strategy, especially from like the Knicks, who have a couple feisty guys like Hart, Alvarado? Like
He's going to have to really lock in and understand that other teams are going to do this to him.
right? Because I mean, even like if you just send a team that it doesn't have that impactful of a player, like Jordan Clarkson, even on the Knicks, like hey, go mess with Stu.
Alvarado.
Yeah, go mess with Stu and Durham. But like guys that truly aren't even going to impact the series. Like Clarkson doesn't even.
Alvarado's not going to.
He plays. He's like Clarkson didn't even play. So like you take a guy like that actually doesn't have an impact. Hey, go get in the head of one of those guys. That's a good point. And I really hope that they kind of have after what happened the other night, have a talking to with them. Just
Well,
to
I
let
think
them.
they already have had a talking to with them, because when I was at that Pistons
The Nuggets game. Yeah.
Nuggets game,
That's right.
Stu walked away after getting put in a headlock by Valanciunas, and he walked right over to the other side of the court and pointed at Trajan Langdon, which to me told me Trajan Langdon and the staff and the organization told them, you got to chill out.
Right.
Like, we cannot afford to
And
lose
then
you.
clearly that message worked, right?
Well, the problem was Trajan Langdon wasn't at the game on Monday.
Right. Away games, you can't control them.
I think I'll say this. I think this is the final message that I think the league is about to send Isaiah Stewart a message, because it sounds like he's going to get a much bigger suspension than we initially said yesterday. Bobby Marks said he wouldn't be surprised if it was upwards of 10 games because of the repeat offender status that Isaiah Stewart has been in, because he's been suspended for the same thing multiple times. And this time coming off the bench, the NBA might make an example out of him and say, you're gone for 10 games. If that happens, okay, it happens. I love the feistiness. I love the brotherhood. I love the togetherness. But this can't happen again. It just can't. Strike one, I love it. Strike two, we got a crazy guy. Strike three, okay, no more. I love it. I appreciate it. I don't want to trade Isaiah Stewart away. He has the best contract in the NBA, one of them. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. Oh, he's just an enforcer. No, he's not. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. I love that he's here. I love the feistiness he brings. It can't happen again this season.
For an example, by the way, the Draymond Green went after he, just beat the crap out of Yusuf Nurkic, that one play where he just elbowed him in the face. That was coming after he already did the thing to Rudy Gobert when he got a 5-game suspension for putting Gobert in a headlock.
One of the best moments.
This
in the
is
NBA.
a little bit of an extreme example because, like you said, we haven't seen anything like this. Stewart didn't do anything that bad, but I don't know. He put Bridges in a headlock and then just punched down on him pretty bad. But anyways, Draymond got an indefinite suspension after the Nurkic thing.
He had to go to counseling.
He was suspended indefinitely, which once again I think that situation was much more serious than this one was. He ended up serving 12 games and then came back. But they didn't say you're out 12 games. They just said you're out for now. We'll decide when you're ready to come back. So
because he had to go to counseling.
We're not going to get that because Stewart hasn't served this big. Draymond had already served a 5-game suspension before this.
Yeah, and that was after he kicked LeBron in the nuts.
Yeah.
That was after dozens of
Stu has not had the 5-game suspension yet. So like you said, I think this could be max of 10, but I don't really know because we haven't seen a big suspension given out like this since as far as in-game stuff since the Draymond stuff. So we'll see.
What was that, 2 years ago?
Right. John Morant got suspended hella games for all his off-the-court stuff, but
yeah, John Morant.
Not on the court.
989-837-6125. It's Big Win Wednesday. We're going to do it a little late because, usually we do it at 10:15. We went a little long on that segment. So when we come back, we're going to give away tickets to the Pistons versus Spurs game for a week from Monday. It's a little bit further out, but it's a chance to go see Wemby. Kyle and I are going no matter what because I got to get my eyes on Wemby. He had 25 in the first quarter. I got to see this guy in person. I know somebody else wants to see him in person too. So we're going to send 2 people to this game when we come back, thanks to our friends at Garber Chevrolet who are stopping by to give the tickets away with us. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.
Our listeners know it well. Big Win Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we're giving away a prize. It's made possible thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. Scott and Craig are here representing Garber Chevrolet. How you guys doing today?
Doing really good.
Really good.
This is our first Big Win Wednesday in the new studio.
I love it.
You guys like this setup?
This is
It's
great.
a little
It's cool.
bit different. I don't know how much you remember of the last setup, but
It's
it feels
nice.
a little bit
I
more
like
big
it.
time in here.
Yeah, it's friendlier.
It is friendlier.
Yeah.
We all get to sit on the same side of the desk now rather
quaint.
than yes, because at the old desk it was just I don't know, it was weird because like the cameras they were all different spots.
Sure.
Now we're here, we got the wall in the back, and well, the last couple weeks on our commercial breaks, we've been hyping up this one as one of our biggest Big Win Wednesdays
Awesome.
because we're sending somebody to the Pistons game a week from Monday. It's Pistons versus Spurs. Chance to go see the 7'5" phenom Victor
Oh my
Wembanyama
gosh.
We're going to set somebody up with some really good tickets. All I got to do is text in 989-837-6125. You guys want to pick the key word for today? It's an honor.
Garber.
Garber. Ooh. There it is. Text in Garber to 989-837-6125. You got about 15 minutes to do that. Maybe more like 10. We'll pick a winner at the end of this segment, sending somebody to that game. You guys basketball fans? Baseball?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do we like more?
Basketball. Baseball. Football.
All of it.
Oh, yeah.
So what was your guys' reaction to Justin Verlander coming back to Detroit? Because this is kind of the centric of our show today.
I think it's an iconic measure of his future, and I like the fact it's really exciting to see him retire as a Tiger.
Not only retire, but it sounds like he's going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Tiger as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that'd be great.
Because that was kind of in question.
Yeah,
I kind of assumed he was going to go in as an Astro because of the success that he had there from
Sure.
a team standpoint. And had
Sure.
the Cy Youngs
World
there
Series,
as well. Yeah, in the World Series. And then ESPN puts out this, it's just subtly, in one of their tweets about Verlander coming back. It's like, yeah, he plans on wearing the English D when he goes into the Hall of Fame. It's like,
I love
yes.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
So basketball too, you guys. Pistons?
Oh,
Pistons.
yeah.
Okay.
Number one.
So you guys saw what happened Monday, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are we at all mad about? Are we all at all mad at Isaiah Stewart for what he did, or are we fully leaning into the bad boy stuff? Like, yep, let's go get him.
I love it. I think. I mean, I picture myself out there. Now, would I try to use their strength? Yes, but as soon as you start swinging arms, I'm going to be right there with you. You're on my team.
Yeah.
We're a family, and we don't appreciate it. We're going to take care of business.
And you don't see that very much in the NBA.
You don't.
I think it's really hard to have that brotherhood and chemistry in the NBA when everyone's looking for their next contract. It's not like I guess in college they all have contracts now too, but it's not like college. It's not like high school. Everyone naturally has to look out for themselves a little bit. So what the Pistons have captured this season, in my eyes, is really special. And ironically, it's how they won championships in the past. It wasn't because they had more talented players. It's because they had this bond, and now they're redoing it again in 2026.
Yes, 100%. It was senseless, though. It was senseless. You got a chip on your shoulder because I dominated you, and you're going to come nose to nose with me and start a fight, get me out of the game, whatever. I mean, I was just glad that Cade was not mixed into it.
Cade does a good job of de-escalating
Yeah.
the situations at his best because I think he knows, I got to keep my guys on a leash because they're here to protect me. So as soon as they're, I assume they're both get suspended tonight, now he doesn't have his dogs out there with him. And it's not like he's scared without his dogs, but, he'd rather have his dogs out there with him.
Stewart got 25 days. Came out already.
Did it actually?
Yeah. 25 days.
Am I missing? Kyle, is this true?
I'll do some research while you guys talk.
Yeah, I just saw it pop up. Yeah, 25 days. And he's lucky that it wasn't a season ending.
Oh,
I was reading it while I was sitting in the parking lot.
Where did you see this?
ESPN, well, it was the ESPN thing on Facebook, so it could be false.
Facebook. You got to be careful on Facebook.
But it said 25 games.
I would be very surprised if it was 25 games because usually it's.
You think it's season ending?
No.
Okay,
I think
okay.
it's going to be somewhere around 5 to 10 games.
Okay.
So you might have got on Facebook. I could just be wrong.
I think I might have. I don't see an update on ESPN yet.
It's okay.
Scratch that, everybody.
That's okay.
Facebook. You gotta be careful about the AI posts on Facebook these days. You guys running over at Garber Chevrolet. I got to tell you, I had to bring my car in a couple of weeks ago because the check engine light came on, and I ignored it for way too long. And then I was finally I really wanted to use the remote start on my car because it was freezing because it was negative 100 degrees.
Wouldn't let you.
And it wouldn't let me. So I was like, I finally got to bring this in. Easy peasy. They was there for 1 hour, picked it up. They said, oh, yeah, something was wrong with the tracks and something, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yeah, no charge. It's like, oh, perfect. I didn't even know what was wrong with it. But apparently something with the Chevy tracks, it's super easy, about as easy as possible. So appreciate that from you guys.
Well, I like it when we can say everything's good now. Have a great day.
Yeah. It's better than, well, here's what we had to do.
Yeah.
You guys wanted to talk a little bit about service, right?
Yeah. We've got a body shop, a new body shop being built, and I think everybody pretty much knows where the Secretary of State is. We bought that building the Secretary of State is. We tore down the back 2/3 of it, and we're building a 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art body shop there. And it's going to do two things for us. We're backed up in the body shop.
Okay.
We have a lot of customers that love doing business with us. So it's going to open that back up for us to keep on a more continued cycle there. It's also going to open up 12,000 extra square feet in the main facility that we're going to expand our service into, because our service is extremely backed up too. And I've got technicians that are I've got them as most efficient as I possibly can, and we're still not able to take care of our community. And Mr. Garber and I talk about this all the time. We have a responsibility to take care of our community. And if we don't take these measures to take care of our community is going to be forced to do business elsewhere. We do not want that. We are a community dealership. We do a lot of things in and around our community, and we want to make sure that we take very good care of our community. So we're very excited about that. It's going to open up a lot of opportunity.
Well, I even remember, so I bought my car from you guys fresh out of college. This would have been 2 summers ago, 1.5 years ago now. I was stressed about it. I've never bought a car before. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I never felt like I was being taken advantage of. I never felt like I was the used carsman sales bit. Like, people think of those, like, it has a bad reputation. And I walked in.
Plaid jackets and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And I walked in and someone greets me at the door, it walks me through all this. And I was super vulnerable. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. And I got walked through every step of the way. I felt like I got a good deal. Like,
it was Joe, right?
It was.
Was it Joe?
I don't think it was Joe.
Okay, all right. Joe sold Brad his vehicle.
That would make sense.
Yeah, okay.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look at Charlie.
Charlie, yep.
Does he still work there?
Charlie's in.
Charlie. I like
He
Charlie.
served our country overseas. We let him go, saved his spot, served our countries overseas for a year, and just came back. He'll be in full swing on Monday.
For the first time?
Since he got back.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. We're very proud of Charlie.
That's great. And then in the service shop, always the same guy, sitting right when you walk into the right.
Brent, yeah.
Brent always does a good job.
Yeah.
Always explains to me what's going on. Hey, here's what was wrong. Here's super straightforward, very simple process. I don't know if everyone knows that you can get oil changes and stuff, like just very simple stuff at the body shop too.
Yeah. And, well, here's the deal. Our oil changes, when you come in for regular service, first of all, they're priced competitively, if not below, what a lot of the quick lubes are. And we don't charge extra for all the ancillary add-ons that they do. They try to nail you for the synthetic coolant and the synthetic washer fluid, and most of the times it's a PCV valve or a ECV or something like that.
Yeah, something
it's
simple.
ridiculous. And they try to sell you a bunch of extra stuff. In you get high quality service from manufacturer standards, and it's really a good deal.
Yeah. What's your guys' favorite part of the job right now?
People.
Same here.
People. Helping people grow. Yeah.
And we get to help our community.
Yeah.
It's people, though. It's
customers and employees.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah. What's a couple ways you guys are doing that right now?
Well, we train. We're known in the Garber organization with 26 rooftops as the dealership that trains people to have future opportunities throughout the organization, from New York all the way down to Florida. And we're very proud of that. Very proud of that. And then our community.
Right.
In serving our community, we don't charge extra for our vehicles to serve our community. We don't charge anything extra, and we do a ton of things in our community, as you well know.
Yeah.
And that means a lot to us. But that's the sincerity of who we are and what we do.
Well, one of the things you guys do for our community is make Big Win Wednesday possible. We got to pick a winner for who's going to the Pistons versus Spurs game. You know what? I'm going to pick one of these numbers that texted in. I'm going to text them during this commercial break that they're going to the Pistons game. I appreciate you guys coming on. It's always good catching up with you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's one last message that people in the Great Lakes Bay region should know about Garber Chevrolet up by Secretary of State?
We're here for you. We're growing, and we're growing to take care of you. And we want to continually make sure that we take care of our community.
Scott and Greg,
thank you.
Represent Garber Chevrolet. Appreciate you guys coming on. Always good catching up.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And also, we need one more thing. Predictions for how the Tigers and Pistons seasons are going to go. Because today's the first day of spring training for the Tigers.
Well, we got a new pitcher. We got a 3-year contract, and it was a multi-million-dollar contract.
Valdez.
Right, Valdez, which I'm really excited about. I think our offense, the thing that troubled me the most about last year was we couldn't turn the offense on in time.
Yeah.
I think they go to a at least to the championship series for our league.
For the American League.
For the American League, yeah.
Okay, Scott, Pistons.
All the way. No, we're going all the way.
To the finals
Stuart
or
and I,
winning
yeah.
the finals?
We're winning it. Yeah, I don't
like
care
it.
about OKC. I don't care about anybody. We're winning it.
So
We got-
Pistons over who comes out of the West?
I think it's OKC. They're just dominant. They know how to win when they win. I mean, San Antonio's got their number, but I still think at the end of the day, it's OKC. Yeah.
It's funny because everyone, like, the common take is there's no defense being played in the NBA. If we get that finals, which it very likely, two best defenses
These
in the
scores,
league.
147 to 136 in the NBA. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. That's NBA All-Star type stuff.
It's crazy, too, because I think the common perception is there's no defense. There's just more possessions now,
Yeah,
which leads to
that's
a lot
true.
more points.
Yeah, it's
There's
true.
a lot more threes being shot. Scott and Craig represent Garber
Thank you.
Chevrolet with us in the studio. We're going to pick a winner, send somebody to the Pistons versus Spurs game in a couple of weeks. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, Garber Chevrolet making Big Win Wednesday possible. Winner on the other side of this break. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Met.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
So we did pick a winner for Big Win Wednesday. We reached out to them. Check your phones. See if you got that text. We need a confirmation text back so we can send you those tickets. You and I were so excited when we found out that we were giving these tickets away that we were like, man, we kind of just have to go. We have to go see this guy.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Wemby hasn't played in Detroit his first 2 years of his career. Like, how many times is he going to play there, you know?
It's only once a year, and then if he's hurt, that opportunity
Please
just gets
stay
taken
healthy,
away.
Wemby. Please.
So you and I are headed down for that game. One of our lucky winners, we're waiting to find out their name, is going down to that game as well. I would guess Isaiah Stewart's not going to be playing in it, though.
No? How many games away is that?
I mean, it's a
5
week
games,
away
right?
from Monday.
They have 4 games before that, I think.
Yeah, because they go Raptors this week, Cleveland, and then coming out of the All-Star break, they go. The Spurs aren't the first game out of the break, are they? No, it goes Toronto, New York, Chicago, and then San Antonio is the 4th game. So I would have a very hard time to believe that Isaiah Stewart's going to be playing in that game.
Yeah.
Jalen Duren, I'd imagine, is.
Can we just make sure Duren only gets 1 game so that he can play in that game on tomorrow against the
Knicks game?
Whew, on Prime, by the way.
Because he already missed the last. I mean, we missed the last game and they beat him by 38 points. So, do they need Jalen Duren? No. Would it be nice to have Jalen Duren? Yes. To not have both of them, that's when it starts to get a little bit dicey.
B-ball Paul time. Which we already got some of that, but we don't need too much B-ball Paul time, you know?
I would imagine that Isaiah Stewart's getting a 10-game suspension. That kind of is what it seems like is going to happen now because of the multi-time offense. We can go through the fight history. The Timberwolves last season, that was the game Ron Holland just lost his mind. Stu got thrown out for fighting as well. Even a couple months before that, the Pacers, he had a fight with the Pacers after he basically fought Thomas Bryant. You remember that? February.
And he made fun of Miles Turner for playing with Legos.
Yeah, that was that game. February 2024 against the Suns, that was the altercation that happened in the locker room or in the tunnels underneath the arena.
That's right. When him and Drew Eubanks apparently fought before the game, and then they were trying to fight after the game too. Yeah, that was. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, because Stu took off, darted to the locker room, and it was why is he running there so fast? It's no, they're gonna go fight in the tunnels. So
that was crazy because then we never got an angle of that. That was the funniest thing ever when they just looked at each other, pointed the tunnel, and then they both sprinted that way. Oh my god!
No, Stu, don't. He went 3 years without getting ejected because the first one obviously is the Lakers game where he tried to murder LeBron James. So between the Lakers game, the Suns game, the Pacers game, the Timberwolves game, this is now the 5th time that he's kind of lost his temper and is probably going to get suspended for fighting. Yeah, 5th time seems like you're probably going to get an offense.
Hasn't gotten suspended outside of the LeBron thing, though, right? Or no, did he get suspended for the Drew Eubanks Suns thing? I think he got suspended for that.
He got suspended for all of these.
Outside of the ejection?
Yes, Holland, Sasser, and Stu got a 2-game ban from the Timberwolves game.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so this is definitely going to be this is for sure going to be 10 games then.
He got a flagrant 2 against the Pacers, which is an automatic 1-game suspension. And against the Suns, well, remember Stu was arrested and then released.
Ridiculous.
And then charges against Stu were later dropped.
Okay, yeah. So this is definitely going to be because I mean Bobby
he was
Marks
suspended 3 games for the Phoenix one.
Yeah. Okay, so comparing this to the Draymond stuff, to that timeline, then this is creeping into that territory then because Draymond's largest suspension before the big one was 5 games. So Stu has served multiple game suspensions, and Bobby Marks is absolutely a trustworthy person here in the league. So. Yeah, 10 games. And also, do you remember when him and Brandon Miller got into it 2 years ago on the Hornets? I don't think there was any ejections from that, but they for sure got into it. So kind of added a little bit of the spice from the Hornets Pistons the other night.
Well, did you see the clip from high school, the Jalen Duren and Diabate going at it years ago?
Really?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I missed this.
There's a clip of them just they're not fighting, but they have a
Just
game
going
against
at
each
it,
other,
yeah.
and there's 3 minutes worth of them just
Right.
Like doing the shoulder bumps into each other. Like this is where I'm walking.
And it's
yelling at each other. It's awesome.
They asked Brandon Miller after the game too in his presser, like, what did you think about all the stuff that was going on out there? And he just goes, it was fun. Next question.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, of course you thought it was fun because you helped. Nah, never mind. I won't go there.
What were you about to say?
Well, he helped a murder case. You know, like he helped. He was a beneficiary in a murder while he was at Alabama, but that just kind of gets thrown under the rug. You know.
Was it manslaughter or was it murder?
No, it was a murder. Yeah, he brought the murder weapon to the place of murder. Yes. Him and Jaden Bradley, who is the star guard of Arizona currently. You know, just those two guys just kind of get let off the hook. Pretty good stuff.
So if Stu got a 2-game suspension for LeBron, charges against him for what happened in Phoenix, got a 1-game suspension in Indiana, and then a 2-game suspension, a 3-game suspension for the on-court brawl against the Timberwolves. Yeah, this seems like a 10-gamer in place. I really wouldn't think it's like an indefinite one the way that Draymond had it, though. That seems a little bit over the top, considering Draymond was like, I mean, he'd been in the league 10 years and had all this history at that point.
Exactly. No one will ever build the reputation that Draymond Green has. But also,
Stu's on his way.
Stu's probably second, right? Like he's probably the second biggest guy in the league as far as that. The whatever you want to call this is. So
if he were to get a 10-game suspension, that would put him out until 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, he'd missed the San Antonio game. He both San Antonio games. He'd missed both Cleveland games coming up. He wouldn't be back until March 8th against Miami.
Yikes. So, yeah, you're missing just a lot of key games. Like you said, the Knicks, OKC.
Orlando, Cleveland
both
twice.
Clevelands, yeah. I mean, Cleveland has been playing pretty good lately. So.
Like that, they're going to miss some significant, like some very important games without Isaiah Stewart, games that they'll need his rim protection. So if you want to make the case like, yeah, you hurt your team in a big way, I understand that. In a vacuum, I'm not really that upset with what happened. Grand scheme of things, yeah, you need to be a little bit more smart. And now he's in a position to where, dude, this can't happen again, or you will probably be suspended indefinitely.
Yeah.
But
But
the
also,
NBA has like this zero fighting policy.
But once again, like we still don't really disagree with what he did, right? Like,
no, he stayed on the bench as long as he possibly could, and then once Miles Bridges relocated Jalen Duren after the situation had been dissolved, Miles Bridges runs all the way around the court, punches JD, and Stu comes running out like the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Can we give Miles Bridges another big suspension, too, while we're at it? I mean,
yeah, what the hell? He was in the game, so it's not like the coming off the bench thing.
So
I think
he
is
kept
the worst
it going.
part.
It was over, bro. It was over. And also,
He's the
you
one
add
that
in all
needs it.
you add in his off the court stuff. You want to talk about that stuff?
He should be allowed to play in the NBA.
Correct.
I can't believe that this guy's allowed to play in the league. I can't believe Watson's allowed in the NFL. I can't believe Miles Bridges is allowed in the NBA. We don't give enough checks for how bad of people we have in some of these leagues. Miles Bridges is a bad guy on and off the court, and he's allowed to play in this league. Oh, who would you gonna let me guess 5 people in the NBA who's gonna be in a fight? Miles Bridges would have been one of the first people I name because of his off the court issues. It's ridiculous. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Verlander's back. Miggy is not back. That'd be so sick.
You got a winner, by the way?
Let me check to see if this person... We do. Jim. Congratulations to Jim. You are going to the Pistons game versus the Spurs in Victor Wembanyama. You probably won't see... you probably won't be seeing Isaiah Stewart, though. You might see you and I there. Or you might see Kyle and I there because we got to go see Wemby. All right, 989-837-6125. Appreciate everyone who texted it in for Big Win Wednesday. Thanks to Garber Chevrolet for making it possible. When we come back, more on this Pistons team. More on the Tigers. A lot more coming up in the 11 o'clock hour as well. Still got to hit the news. Still got to do around the league. Whole bunch of stuff to get to. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live on the Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, let's do a quick rendition of taking a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, Kyle. Here's what I've got planned for us today. Where will these quarterbacks be playing next season? You have 2.5 seconds to answer all of these. It's got to be right off the dome.
Wow. Okay.
Ready, set, go. Kyler Murray.
Miami.
Oh,
I had a feeling
who's
he
he
was
throwing
gonna be
it
the
to,
first
though?
one. I only have 2 seconds.
No, you don't have.
I mean,
we
Waddle.
can talk about this a little bit more.
Waddle.
And Achane, and then that's kind of
Yeah,
all they
maybe they
have.
draft a guy, like, I don't know what the trade package looks like for Kyler. It seems like his value is a bit lower than everyone thought it was.
Which is why I kind of think it's just going to be the
Arizona.
Cardinals. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I could see it, right? It seems like Miami and Arizona are both having issues moving from their quarterbacks, but I thought that Rappaport report was eye-opening, the fact that they for sure are trying to trade both of them and they just can't.
Yeah.
That seems hard to come back from if they can't find a partner.
Which is fair. The issue is, how does Miami acquire someone when they've got that much dead caps money? Are they going to also burn some of the first-round picks when they need They need so much to help that defense out. With Jeff Havley now there, they want to fix the defense. They need to have as much draft capital as possible. To give up capital for Kyler seems a little, I don't know.
Right, and it's year one of a defensive head coach. Feels like trading for a quarterback.
A quarterback that we don't even know is good anymore.
Isn't usually the play, who also is just super overpaid. So, yeah, it's a tough one for sure.
I just don't think there's a suitor for Kyler Murray, to be quite honest. Like, people are going to say the Jets just because they've got the capital to do it, but I don't know. That seems like a disaster waiting to happen if he were to end up in New York.
Justin Fields is the Jets quarterback week 1.
That's so crazy.
I'm already ready.
I'm trying to think of any other teams that it would make sense for to go all like that's a quarterback away. Atlanta feels like it, but they don't have the capital to do it because they were dumb and traded back.
Which
into
maybe
the first
Kyler
round.
Murray isn't worth a first-round pick, but okay, you don't even have your first, so why would you trade your second? You know, like
yes,
all of a sudden
even
you have
more so like you got to hold on to your draft capital. That's why I think I'm just going to ultimately say the Cardinals.
Okay.
Ready, set, go. Tua Tagovailoa.
Backup somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I don't even have a team, but he's a backup somewhere.
Yeah, I'd be hard pressed to find a team that's willing to put him out there as the starter on week 1.
But also,
unless it's like
if you're Atlanta and you're just like, hey, we don't even know who is playing quarterback for us at all. Tua's free. Like, we can go get Tua for free because he's probably just going to get cut if nobody can sign him.
But isn't that kind of why would you trade him if he's going to get cut anyway?
Well, I think Miami's cutting him no matter what.
That's what I'm saying. So why would you trade for him? Just wait for him to get cut.
No, that's what I'm saying right now. Like, if you're Atlanta, like, you don't even have a quarterback. Tua's for free. Like, sure. So, I don't know. Maybe Atlanta, if that.
I'll throw another one at you. The Vikings. Bring in some competition for JJ.
Wow, I have not thought about that. Give me Tua on the Vikings all day. As a Lions fan, like, hell yeah, sign me up for that.
Where's Malik Willis going to be playing next year? I think this has the Jets ran all over.
I know we've already said the team name several times, but this is the Atlanta team, I think. I think this, because he's going to be a free agent, so you can actually just go out and pay him. They're not going to give him some big deal, obviously, because the Kirk Cousins contract did not work out for them. I think this is the Atlanta destination for a quarterback, Malik Willis.
How about Kirk Cousins? This actually might have Minnesota written all over it.
Oh, it does have Minnesota written all over it.
Come back.
Does
Kirk.
this have the Jets all over it, though, too, kind of?
No.
Veteran QB just for a year, and then you'll draft your guy next year? Because the Jets probably just want to be bad this year, again.
I
don't
think
franchise
there's ever a
QB
team
the
that
year.
goes into the year that
Well, yeah, I
wants
mean,
to be
especially
bad.
Aaron Glenn coming off of the worst first year of a head coach maybe ever. So, yeah, I don't know.
At least Kirk would be someone they can trust, but you're also does that make
he
sense for
someone you
Kirk
can
Cousins?
trust?
Does that make sense for Kirk Cousins? It's an adult in the room, I guess I should say, rather than Fields, where it's like we don't know what he's going to do on a play-to-play basis.
Who's a team that has a quarterback that is like a shaky starter room where adding Kirk is like a solid backup option?
The Vikings.
Right. Yeah, no, it is definitely the Vikings.
So then so Malik Willis ends up on Atlanta.
I would go Atlanta, yeah.
The Kyler one is just difficult because it feels like they're either going to sell low on him or bring him back. And those are their only two options because you're certainly not selling at his peak value.
Right.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other team that's in desperate need for a quarterback right now.
I mean, desperate need, I think, is a little bit different than just like, is there any surprise teams you're like, whoa, they've added a quarterback out of nowhere? Like,
The Colts. Don't trust Field. Oh, the Steelers. Kirk Cousins is going to the Steelers.
Aaron Rodgers is coming back, man.
How about the Browns? They're going to need one of these guys. Do they bring in Kirk Cousins?
Deshaun Watson's the Browns quarterback week 1.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the bad man returns to the NFL.
Is there a world where... No, never mind. Yeah, there's...
Kirk Cousins to the Browns, I actually don't hate. I'm kind of like talking myself into it a little bit. It's better than, I think, just throwing out another rookie that isn't going to be good. You know, like it's just continuously like, oh, let's throw our third-round quarterback out here. What's going to happen? Oh, they're going to be bad like they always are. Like maybe just for, not saying Kirk Cousins is going to be good, but you know it's not your franchise quarterback. At least you're not giving your fans the hope of like, is Shedeur the franchise? Is Dylan Gabriel the franchise? Like, you're not giving that hope out because obviously Kirk is not the franchise.
Sean Watson might be. 989-837-6125. We'll reset everything with this Detroit Lions, or with the Detroit Tigers news of Verlander coming back. We've got some pictures. We've got some audio. He's back. Justin Verlander's back, everybody. 989-837-6125. 11 o'clock hour on the way. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Live here on 100.9 The Mitt. Live on YouTube. Live on Facebook. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host.
Oh, man, it feels like we are officially in the spring. We're not. It's still freezing outside, although I do see a little bit of green outside. But we're getting photos of Justin Verlander pitching, or at least like getting warmed up down in Lakeland, Florida. Man, there's nothing like getting the spring training reports. Petzel does a great job getting down there. Cody Stavenhagen does a great job down there covering the Tigers team. We did get our debate settled, Kyle. Tarek Skubal will be the opening day starter in 2026. That is announced by A.J. Hinch. The Tigers will have Tarek Skubal as their opening day starter on April 3rd. There was some speculation that maybe it would end up being Verlander. We're getting videos of...
Why would that be speculation, right?
I mean, because he came back.
Yeah, I mean, Skubal's still the opening day starter, right? I mean, like...
Yeah. So we were getting videos of Spencer Torkelson doing a home run. We did get A.J. Hinch saying some things about why Framber Valdez is a Tiger, how he convinced him to stay. We've got Tarek Skubal talking about, or A.J. Hinch talking about how Verlander came back. Because the thing is, A.J. Hinch has a connection with all these guys, whether it's Valdez or Verlander. He was able to manage them in Houston. Let's not forget about that sort of stuff. That was all the Bregman conversations, right? Oh, he's got the connection with A.J. Hinch. You know who else he had a connection with? Valdez. You know who else he had a connection with? Verlander. A.J. Hinch is doing some work behind the scenes for Scott Harris of getting these guys to come to Detroit. A.J. Hinch is playing recruiter just as much as he is managing the team. So maybe more so than Scott Harris or Chris Ilitch, A.J. Hinch maybe deserves more credit than anybody for getting these guys in Detroit. And now right now down in Lakeland, Florida. Kyle, do we have the audio for A.J. Hinch?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what A.J. Hinch had to say about Framber Valdez coming back.
How excited are you to have JV and Framber both here with the staff?
I think the whole winter, we've been excited towards what we're building, and obviously I know they say full squad starts next week. A lot of our guys are here. Certainly today with the pitching staff and the catchers, it's pretty cool to look in the room and see the guys who've come back and also see the guys we've added. So it'll be a fun address to get these guys and then get them on the field and build towards the beginning of the season, but some really big additions kind of on both sides of the ball.
So
what can you share about your meeting?
If we've already got these guys, like, here's the other thing. Spencer Torkelson, we're already seeing him hit home runs. We've already got videos of this happening. He doesn't have to be there right now. It's only pitchers and catchers reporting, but it feels like everybody's down there ready to go to work because they're excited for this season to start. Because how could they not? They got JV back in the building. They got Skubal still here. They've got Framber Valdez there as well. I don't know how anyone is not fired up for this Tiger season, kicking things off in about a month, a little over a month because we got to take a break for the World Baseball Classic, but end of March, so month and a half. Oh, man, this is going to be a fun season. And as much as it's dumb to just be like, well, I'm excited. That's my take. How can you not be with JV coming back? This team has shown us over the past week or so that they are trying to win a World Series. And I don't think I've been able to say that about our organization for a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I love that everybody seems to be pretty bought in as well, like you're talking about. I just love that we see already the picture of JV there. Like, just seeing him there in Tigers gear in the big 2-6, like, how awesome is that? And
is this AI?
Right, exactly. And we talked about it, like, at the beginning of the show and even yesterday when this happened. Like, this isn't just an emotional thing. Like, how cool is this? Like, there was probably some Tigers fans that, like, shed a tear when this happened, man. Like, Verlander is back. He's a lot of people's that are you and I's age and even younger and older, like, their hero growing up, man. Like,
you were talking about buying season tickets to the Tigers yesterday. When
right.
We found
I
the
still
news
might
out.
buy one of the packages, man. Like, I want to go to as many games as I can, especially Verlander starts. And you add in the fact that it's probably the last year of Tarek Skubal. And so just all of that combined into, man, there's a lot of happiness going into this season, a lot of high expectations as well. That can be frightening, like to have super high expectations. I don't think there's been, at least what we've talked about over the last day, expectations like this on the Tigers in a while, right? Does that seem fair?
No, because last year it was like, yeah, we think we're going to be pretty good, but no one expected them to win the World Series or get off to that hot start that they did last season. This year, you're walking in expecting to win the AL Central. You're walking in expecting to win multiple playoff series. You're walking in, honestly, expecting to win a World Series.
Yeah, I think you are too, and especially because last year you went in like basically in a 4-way tie for who's going to win the AL Central. Nobody knew what the heck this division was going to look like. This year it's the Tigers for the taking, no doubt about it, and they should bounce back after what they happened to them at the end of the year last year. So can you get past the divisional round Game 5? That's been the hinder for this team so far. I think they have the pitching staff to do so. That's certain.
I would imagine this rotation goes Skubal. Day 2, it's probably not Verlander. It's not going to be Verlander. It won't be.
but do it, though, just at the beginning of the year. Remember when they moved Casey Mize? He was like, yeah, he's the number 5 starter. Nah, now he's the number 2 starter.
Yeah, they moved him and Flaherty around the entire year. I think it honestly would just depend. Like, Skubal's obviously starting day 1. He's going to start opening day. I think after that, it just depends on who looks good in spring. Like, it could be Verlander. It could be Flaherty. It could be Casey Mize. It could be Melton. Like, I think the rest of the rotation, for as much depth as they have, the actual order of everything is very much up for debate right now. Yeah, Framber.
Yeah,
he'll probably be
he's
the 2.
for sure number 2, yeah.
But 3 to 5, very much in debate of who that person's going to be. I don't like if I'm trying to guess as to who it is. I think Justin Verlander is obviously going to be in it. I would like Melton in it, but that's not a guarantee. Mize is probably a guarantee to be in it, but I don't know if he's going to be day 3, day 5. Where's he going to be in the rotation? Nonetheless, though, they've got one of the deepest rotations in baseball. That's become apparent with this team.
Yeah, and it's their strength as well, and that's the part that you get most excited about, and the fact that it's Justin frickin' Verlander in there, too. Like, you had that in. It just makes everything super exciting.
And the thing that's kind of sliding under the radar is how great of a closing group that they have between Kenley Jansen, who's chasing like all-time save stuff with Verlander chasing all-time wins. You've got Will Vest, and you've got
Kyle Finnegan.
Yeah. Finnegan, Vest, and Jansen and Kenley Jansen. Find me a better closing trio than that across Major League Baseball. Find me a better closing trio than that.
Well, the Dodgers did add Edwin Diaz, but
they don't count. You just put the Dodgers over there. There's something else. I don't like comparing to anything to the Dodgers. They're on a different level than everybody else. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Minute, live on YouTube, live on Facebook as well. Like and subscribe if you have not already, because how about this? Like if you like Justin Verlander. Oh, look at that. Everybody has to like the YouTube video. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and continue on with this Verlander conversation. Want to work the Pistons into this as well. Who's more likely to win a championship of those two teams? 989-837-6125. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Welcome back into the Ben Bosscher Show. It's a day to celebrate. It's a day to be happy. The Detroit Tigers are back in action. Not really for a game, but spring training is officially underway. We're getting Torkelson home run videos. We're getting pictures of Justin Verlander in the Tigers uniform. We got Tarek Skubal being announced as the opening day starter. I feel like I just took your mid-morning Kench segment. Just announced everything. But the Tigers are officially back. I think it's okay to say you expect them to win a World Series this year. Like, the hype is there. The roster's there to match it. I think it's completely reasonable to at least have the aspirations to win a World Series this season with this roster. Now, it's going to take a couple of things to go right on the offensive side, but between the rotation and the closers and the middlemen, the relievers, they maybe have the best pitching staff in baseball, I would say without a doubt, in the American League. Which brings us to, all right, who's going to end this drought first? Is it going to be the Tigers in October, or is it going to be the Pistons in June? Who do we think ends the Detroit championship drought first?
Well, I mean, obviously, like, the Tigers have gone to the playoffs the last couple of years, have won a playoff series in each of the last two playoffs. I understand that they didn't end potentially the way that you wanted to, but you and I discussed this yesterday, like how difficult it is for a team in the NBA to go from not winning any playoff series to just going to the championship and winning it all. Like, that just doesn't happen. You know, even Indiana, who we saw as this kind of unexpected team last year, they went to the conference finals the year before that. Like, it takes several years to establish yourself as a true, like, NBA championship team in the NBA. The Pistons might just be a year away from that. I don't want to sit here and, like, doubt their chances to, but I'm just being realistic based off of the history. And then, whereas the Tigers have done it for several years in a row, they've gotten through a playoff series and won, and they have a better roster this year than we thought the last season. So I would probably lean to the Tigers.
I just think once, like, if the Eastern Conference continues to be the way that it is, and we got the update, oh, Jason Tatum's doing 5-on-5 stuff, whatever. There's not really a team in the Eastern Conference that I'm like, man, I don't know if the Pistons can beat them, because all the teams that we've thrown around in that conversation, Detroit has dismantled them. They were able to beat the Hornets, the hottest team in the league, which could very well be the 1-8 matchup by the time April rolls around, assuming the Pistons don't, like, fall off a cliff and are able to hang on to that 1 seed, which I guess we'll see what happens with this Isaiah Stewart looming suspension that we think is going to be upwards of 10 games. But I look at the East, and if there's going to be a red carpet to the Eastern Conference where there's not really another true contender in the way, you get to a finals, and I feel like once you get there, anything can happen. Also, I think part of the reason I get to, say the Pistons is, well, it happens first, so just chronologically.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's all it is. Do you think they're going to win it this year? It's that simple. And then same thing for the Tigers, because then it goes to the pivot of, can I see what the Lions offseason looks like first? Like, can I see if they really address the O-line situations with that weak schedule next season? Like,
yeah, can I get some updates on Kirby Joseph?
Right, yeah. Can I know what the Lions offseason exactly is, and then I'll give you an answer, because then I might just say them. But I'll even say, like, I mean, Trajan Langdon gave us some quotes this morning, and he was asked about, is this Pistons team like a true NBA championship contender? And he said, we got to worry about winning a home playoff game first. Like, that's not even on my mind. Like, he said, I don't even know if we're a championship contender, which maybe that's not what you want to hear, but, like, I think
it's fair.
It's a valid point.
There still has not been a single home playoff win in LCA between the Wings and the Pistons.
Right.
The building's been up since, 2018?
Yeah, I think even before
2017?
that. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a frustrating quote, but it's also a valid quote of, hey, at least they're not, like, so far ahead of themselves the way that we always kind of thought the Tigers envisioned themselves of, oh, well, we're so perfect. Why would we change anything? Because up until the past 2 weeks, this would have been like a, C- offseason for the Tigers? Oh, we added Kenley Jansen. Cool, what do you do to address anything else? Literally nothing. So now over the past week, they've completely shifted the narrative to, okay, now we're leaning even further into our strengths, which is always something I'm down to do. There's so much talk about filling the holes on a team, and what do we do to lean further into the strengths that you already have, whether it's baseball, hockey, basketball, or the NFL. lean into those strengths. You saw what happened when the Lions zagged and didn't lean into fixing their offensive line. And just in one season, they went from Super Bowl contenders to not even being a playoff team. Okay? You go back and address the offensive line, they can get back to it. They didn't lean on their strengths. The Pistons, their strength has been defense. It always has been. You know what they didn't do at the deadline? Give up some defense for someone who can shoot threes, because that's their weakness. You know, it would have been nice to add. I mean, they added Kevin Huerter, and we'll see how this ends up playing out. It has not been a great first impression, but it's not like they're giving up any defense in order to do so. They moved off of Jaden Ivey in order to do that. They didn't give up any defense. Don't lean away from your strengths. And that is what I feel like the Pistons and the Tigers have both done here, with the Tigers leaning on their pitching and making Chris Vedder look like a wizard, addressing the rotation, addressing the bullpen. It really does feel like that is their superpower, the same way that defense is the Pistons' superpower. I don't really know what the Lions' superpower is right now.
Yeah, I know. And do you need to have one?
In the NFL?
Just in general. Like, I mean, it sounds like you really value that.
You got to have something that you can be like, this is what makes us special. You don't get to just like coast by being average at everything or good at everything. You got to do something above and beyond everybody else. And I feel like the Pistons do it with defense. The Tigers do it with their pitching staff across the board. What are the Lions going to do it with? Because it was offensive line. And as much as we talk about fixing the offensive line, they're never getting back to where they were. They're not getting they're not going to have the best offensive line in football next year.
Right.
I don't know if they had 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. They have the best offensive linemen in football, but like, is their superpower just Jahmyr Gibbs? You know, like that doesn't really seem like a valid.
I mean, how can
answer.
Jahmyr Gibbs be how can he be their superpower if he's reliant on the offensive line? You know,
and was just super quiet in the games that they lost down the stretch last year.
I mean, look at the last two Super Bowls too. What team has dominated? The team with a great defensive line, and they've dominated teams that couldn't protect their quarterback. All right? The Lions could not protect Jared Goff last year. When he was protected, he was lights out. They cannot win a Super Bowl unless they start to protect him. And I have a hard time envisioning them getting 50% back to where they were last 2 years ago.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So let's ask this question again, right? Most likely team to win the championship next in Detroit. This is after the season ends for the Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings. Let's say none of them win it. So you're going into a fresh year of football, basketball. Like none of them win it this year. Would you still go with the Lions?
You're saying I have to make this decision again in the fall?
Yes. Knowing that the Tigers didn't win it.
And the Pistons didn't either.
And the Pistons and Wings didn't either, yeah. So like September, but for you already know a month in the future that the Tigers aren't going to win it. Would you be confident enough to pick the Lions as your choice?
I'd have to see how the Pistons season ends, I think. You know? Like if they make it to the finals and put up a good fight, then I'd probably still just say the Pistons. But if they are a first round exit, okay, I'm going to be way more likely to say the Detroit Lions.
I guess the real question was like, do you actually think the Lions are Super Bowl contenders again next season?
I think it's very much dependent on what happens this offseason.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of a boring take, but
pretty obvious take too.
Pretty obvious. I mean, like, man,
if they get better this offseason, they have a good chance.
But I will admit, after the season ended, it felt like, hey, if we just fix the offensive line, everything's going to be back to normal. And then as the playoffs progressed and we watched the Super Bowl, like, doesn't it feel like there's a lot more questions than there are answers right now?
Yeah.
That go beyond just the offensive line. Doesn't Lee McNeil return to form? Because if he doesn't, that's a lot of investment that they put in a guy who's not really living up to production. Is Kirby Joseph ever going to play football again at a high level, worthy enough of being paid like the highest paid safety in the NFL? If the answer to that's no, okay, then they have a second terrible contract on the defensive side of the football. And they're also out of money.
With guys to be paid.
With more guys that need to be paid. So here's the issue with the Lions offseason too. When March 10th rolls around and free agency opens up, I'm telling you guys, they're not really going to be able to do all that much, except maybe go get a guard or go get a center. Like, most of the work will be done in the draft. They're not going to be able to fix every hole they have before the draft comes around. There's way more issues that have become clearer as the season has moved on. As we've gotten a day further away from the season ending, there's been more and more issues that have kind of rose to the have become more clear. You know, the mirror's not foggy anymore. We're removed enough from the season to see, there's more issues than just the offensive line.
And I think those were exposed just from watching the NFL playoffs.
Yes.
Like, you watch these other teams play, and you're just like, oh, my goodness. Like, the Lions are just nowhere near on the level of Seattle right now.
No,
it doesn't matter how many blue-chip guys they have on offense. Like, it doesn't matter.
Is it going to, what happens first? The Lions have a superstar cornerback or I die? I don't know, because I feel like they're never going to have a superstar cornerback, and I see all these guys on these playoff teams, whether it's Pat Surtain or whether it's Christian Gonzalez or whether it's Devon Witherspoon, or I guess the Rams didn't have really any superstars in the secondary, but
they had the MVP of the league, though.
Yeah, the Lions don't have any of that. And it feels like time and time again, the Lions secondary is getting picked apart. I don't know how to fix it this year because they've already addressed so much. They've put so many resources into their cornerback room. To do that again feels like a bad use of resources. They're basically crossing their fingers that Terrion Arnold can stay healthy and that DJ Reed doesn't look like a bad free agency signing. And then the health of the safeties between Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph is just very much in question. Will the Lions have a lights-out secondary? I don't know. The answer seems more like no than yes, which is, a year ago today, we thought we had the best safety tandem in the NFL. We don't. We don't anymore.
I think when healthy, they do.
Is Kirby Joseph ever going to be healthy again?
Brian Branch is not healthy. We know he's not. So, yeah, I think that plays. Ocean View in the YouTube chat says the Lions could beat the Seahawks on any given Sunday.
Nope.
Sure, in the regular season,
disagree.
but in that game, no.
No. We don't have the wherewithal. We can't get to Sam Darnold. And if he's kept clean, okay, then he's going to make some plays. I saw somebody in the YouTube said, is Kirby Joseph's contract guaranteed for injury? That gets real complicated. With
his
all the
contract
void years.
already is complicated, yeah.
They're going to owe him a lot of money regardless.
Right.
Of whether or not he plays, whether or not he's good.
Comes, yeah.
The worst case scenario is he's just not good, but he still plays. And then they're forced to have a guy on their roster that's guaranteed all this money, and you kind of want to play him, but he's a liability out there. That is the worst case scenario for this Lions
Feels
team.
unlikely, right? That he just is unplayable.
If you had to drink truth serum right now, or you gave Dan Campbell truth serum, and you asked him, is Kirby Joseph ever going to be the same player? What do you think he would say?
I legit think he would say, I don't know, because nobody probably knows.
Anything but a yes is a no to me with this situation.
I mean, I understand, in your point is probably going to be he was so bad when he came back from that injury in the season. That was also fresh off the injury. This is going to be months removed from everything.
But it's now been almost a year since the initial knee injury has been reported on. No one has told us what's wrong or if he's ever going to recover full. And people have asked about this, and no one has answers, which that can't be a good sign. It just can't be.
Right.
Even Kirby Joseph said himself, my knee's screwed up. Well, how's it going to get better?
Right.
It doesn't.
Chris asks us, is Ennis Rakestraw an actual person?
No, he's not. That is going to go down as one of Brad Holmes' worst draft classes as the Detroit Lions GM. Between Terrion Arnold in the first round, Ennis Rakestraw in the second, they double down on improving their cornerback room, and then both guys are potentially misses, one of which just doesn't see the field. Not good. 989-837-6125. I don't know how that turned into a Lions segment. This is the best. This is a fun show. We got Verlander. We got the Pistons trying to work off what kind of suspension is Stu going to get. Always get worked up about the Lions. We'll hit the news when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live on the Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
This seems like a very timely segment of the mid-morning catch because we finally got our suspensions. Kyle, take it away.
The Mits Morning Catch.
Yep, we got the suspensions. Big news. We've been talking about it all day. Not as bad as Bobby Marks and this said it was going to be.
Still pretty bad.
Still pretty bad, though. 7 games for Isaiah Stewart is the number, which, of course, we've been mapping out the schedule. It's going to miss some pretty important games for Detroit.
There's a real argument this is the toughest 7-game stretch of the entire season. I guess if you go back to 2 games, the last 2 games versus New York and Charlotte, like maybe the toughest 9 game, but the next 7 games, it's 6 playoff teams, 4 of which I would consider title contenders between Cleveland, OKC, San Antonio, and New York.
Yeah, that's not good, man.
It's a really tough stretch for him to miss.
Yeah, it's not good. The rest of the
Especially
suspensions,
against the Spurs.
Jalen Duren is out for 2 games, which is probably a game more than he should be. Whatever.
Still
dumb.
don't really know what he did wrong.
The good news is double the amount of games for the 2 bad guys on the Hornets. Miles Bridges, Moussa Diabate, 4 games apiece for each of those guys. So that's obviously tough for Charlotte, who's a pretty good team right now as well.
I want Adam Silver in front of a microphone right now explaining why Jalen Duren had to get suspended for more than 1 game. What did he do besides, like, okay, so
Swing the first time?
He did not swing a punch, though. He said, get out of my face, man.
Ben, putting your hand in someone's face is a punch. I mean, that is a swinging
It's
motion
not like
in the
he,
face.
Like wound up and hit him, though. He put his hand on his face
I'm
and
just
said,
saying,
get out of here.
That was the first thing that's what started it, you know? Like, at the end of the day, it just is what happened.
Okay, then I think he should have got a 1-game suspension.
Okay.
That's all.
More on the news. LeBron last night misses the game against the Spurs in that huge game that Wembanyama has, 25 in the first quarter, 40 points overall for Wemby. But the bigger news is that LeBron is now officially ineligible for an All-NBA team. He had been in the All-NBA team for 21 straight seasons. That's not going to happen this year. Pretty tough.
That almost sounds like a made-up stat. It's like, no, he didn't get hurt one of those years? That's what when you said that, I was like, no, that can't be right. He had to have got 2019. He got hurt before the bubble came around. Right?
Nope, still made it.
Nope,
Yeah.
still made it.
Now, if he was healthy, would he have made it organically this season? Probably
No,
not.
definitely not.
But now I can use this as an excuse. Oh, if LeBron plays 65 games, he's on All-NBA again.
Yeah,
you know?
stupid rule.
Yeah, dumb Adam Silver rule. You know, just another bad Adam Silver move.
There's a lot. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of those these days.
Big Ten basketball, big night last night. We'll first say that Michigan versus Northwestern is tonight at 8:30 on Big Ten Network. But yeah, the even bigger news, though, is just the fact that, of course, you have several big games in the Big Ten last night. Purdue, Nebraska. What a weird game this was. Purdue is just killing Nebraska the whole game. I mean, this game was a blowout. Nebraska comes all the way back, and then somehow they choked in regulation. Nebraska should have won in regulation. They don't. It goes to overtime, and then we have the Spillgate going on in Lincoln. Nebraska down by 2 or 3. I can't even remember. I think they're down by 2. They got it. They passed the ball in with 2 or 3 seconds left. Dude catches the basketball, just slips and falls on his face in the middle of the court, right where the Purdue timeout huddle was right before coming back into play. So the Nebraska fans are like, man, Purdue, they clearly like had water and sweat all over the floor, didn't clean it up, knew this was going to happen. Footage comes out after the game of a Nebraska fan throwing a drink onto the court, into the Purdue huddle, right where this slip happened, like right before the play. Just a crazy turn of events in that game. Purdue wins, though.
What are we doing? Throwing drinks onto the court in the Big 2-6. Like, why? What's the incentive of doing that?
Right at the end of the game. Like, why would you do that? Just
yeah,
bad.
It was an incredible game nonetheless, though. I couldn't believe Nebraska even got themselves back into it because
It was
in
a 20-point
regulation.
Yeah, it was a 20-point game.
And even with like 90 seconds to go, Purdue was up by 10?
Yeah.
And I turned around, I blinked, and I was like, wait, what happened? How is this a 2-point?
They
It's
kept
tied?
coming back. Yeah, they just literally kept coming back. Really good game. And then on the other side, we had another game that went to overtime in the Big Ten. An upset. Wisconsin beats Illinois last night. Keaton Wagler had himself a huge game for the Illini, but it didn't matter because Nebraska wins it. So we had a couple of upsets go down in the top 10, basically, of the Big Ten last night. And that's going to affect the standings. I was going to pull up the standings here just to let everyone know, but Michigan right now is in, of course, first place all alone in the Big Ten. Is
And a
this
win
like
tonight could
even
put them
bigger
2
trap
games up.
game? Because you had Iowa State lose last night as well. They were upset. So all these top teams are losing. Arizona, of course, already lost. But right now, Michigan is all alone with a 2-game lead in the Big Ten. They only have 1 loss, whereas Illinois, Purdue, Nebraska, MSU all tied with 3 losses apiece.
Well, don't they need to win tonight to officially be up 2 games on
Correct.
everybody?
I mean, I was
Yes.
mainly just saying they have 2 less losses than everyone else.
Yes,
so.
yes. Well, yeah, 1.5 games up right now, 22-1. Yeah, if they win tonight and then win on Saturday, write them in as the number 1 team in college basketball in the AP poll. They'll be heavy favorites to win the Big Ten. You're right. This is very much so a trap game, though, in a big-time way now for a lot of reasons against Northwestern. Is this one at home?
No, it's at Northwestern.
Even bigger.
Yeah, at Northwestern tonight at 8:30 on Big Ten Network. Yeah, I mean, and then you have to play UCLA, who like truly has been playing pretty good basketball lately. Like that's not going to be some easy gimme game, but at least it's at home. But yeah, tonight is definitely a little bit scary. Number 1 is waiting though for the Wolverines, so that's going to be fun. And then they of course have that gauntlet of a schedule next week with Purdue, who is now hot again, and then Duke. Speaking of Michigan basketball
Saturday?
news, I believe
The
that
Duke
is a
game is
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's a Tuesday, Saturday. More Michigan basketball news. Lincoln Cosby, a top 10 recruit in the 2027 class, commits to Michigan, but he's reclassifying to 2026. So he's going to end his high school career a year early and join the Wolverines next year.
Top 10 recruit in the 2027 class. This is exciting. 6'10", with a 7-foot-plus wingspan. Shoots the 3 ball, super athletic, was asked about why he chose Michigan. Said, I looked at Dusty Mann, looked at the way that his forwards are being used, whether it's Yaxel or Danny Wolf, and I could see myself playing in the system. I mean, 6'10" with the ability to shoot. There's not a lot of guys like that entering college basketball. That's an exciting prospect. I can't believe he was only a 4-star.
But there's not that many 5-stars usually.
No.
So, yeah.
He just has the framework to, like, go beyond that, is what
Right.
I'm saying.
Dusty May just continuing to cook.
By the
even
way,
in recruiting during the season.
Since we're on the topic of Michigan, what do you think their odds are to be the 1 seed?
Like the number 1 overall seed?
An A1 seed.
Oh, A1 seed? Like minus something crazy. Minus 600?
Minus 1,000.
Yeah.
Duke, Arizona, and Michigan all minus 1,000.
I'm telling you, man, I think the real play, I think Michigan and Duke are playing for the number 1 overall seed next Saturday.
I would agree, but there's also some trappiness for, like, I mean, Michigan still got to play Purdue. They've still got to play Michigan State again. Illinois, yeah.
But I also think they wouldn't, like, if Duke and Michigan are off by a game record-wise at the end of the year, they would just put whoever won that head-to-head game this late in the year as the 1 seed.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But
about
Duke
that.
plays, like, I mean, Duke's probably just going to go undefeated outside of that Michigan game the rest of the year. So, like, I don't know. I think that's going to be even more stakes on that game next Saturday.
Minus
Okay.
odds to make the Final Four, that team is Michigan.
Yeah, that's just unreal. We'll do this as the last thing in the news here. Detroit, the city, will not host a bowl game for the first time in 29 years. It was the game above Sports Bowl the last couple years. It used to be the Little Caesars Bowl. It had a bunch of other names. Even prior to Ford Field existing, they had this bowl game. But it's done. We saw this with the LA Bowl last week. They're done. The Bahamas Bowl is done. So a good amount of these cities that have been host cities for bowl games for a long time are no longer going to be. Unfortunate that Detroit wasn't. CMU played in the last one. So that's kind of cool.
You don't have any community calendars to tell the people today?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, let's take a look at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Hey, we got some local hockey going on tonight. Midland versus Dow hockey. And it's going to be live here on the Mitt. John's going to be calling it if you want to go check that out. But it's cold outside. Why not stay cold inside, right, at a hockey game? So
I know Vicari's fired up about calling this one.
Yes, he is.
It may be cold right now. It won't be cold this summer. This summer, you can explore the Great Lakes shipwrecks and dive into adventure with Dive and Glide. Sign up for open water dive courses at diveandglideinc.com. Learn the skills, practice, and get certified. Whether you're a beginner or brushing up on your skills, they've got the classes to get you underwater with confidence. If you're already a pro, shop the best state-of-the-art gear online. I'm talking fins, regulators, masks, gauges, and more. Visit diveandgliding.com and gear up for your next underwater adventure. That's diveandgliding.com, Michigan's home for all things scuba. We'll be right back with our two traditions to close out every single show. We got a lock of the day. Great update for you coming in just a couple of minutes, and then we will predict Colin Cowherd's Open as well. If you're looking to move, you got to meet Matt Smith Modern Realty, redefining real estate with a fresh, modern approach. Whether you are buying or selling, Matt Smith delivers personalized service tailored to you, cutting-edge marketing, local expertise, commitment to making your real estate experience as smooth as possible. No, springtime's perfect time to get out of the house, move. Why do your spring cleaning when you could just move? You've been thinking about it all winter. Snow's finally starting to melt. You got to meet Matt Smith from Modern Realty. Real world know-how. That's what he's got. We'll do our true traditions when we come back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Myth.
All right, hear me out, Kyle. I want a nickname for Tarek Skubal and Justin Verlander. Here's what I've got so far. This by no means has to be final. It should not.
Are these AI-inspired nicknames?
They are not. I just came up with this one off the top of my head.
Okay.
So, Tarek Skubal has 2 Cy Youngs. Justin Verlander is 3. So it's like 5 total. What if we called them Phi Psi?
5 Psi?
No, like
like a fraternity?
Like a fraternity. Phi Psi.
What if it was just 5 Psi? So it sounds like Phi Psi, but it is, because then you're just getting rid of the 5.
Okay,
I don't hate it though. I don't hate this.
5 Psi?
5 Psi. I think 5 Psi is kind of cool.
What do we think?
Kind of cool, honestly. Like,
okay, good. This is good.
No, I don't mind that.
This is better than when I claimed Max Clark should be named the Bengal Tiger.
I don't even remember that.
Can we start this? Can we start spreading this?
Yeah, let's just start saying 5 Psi. Like, it's like when people, like you try to start calling yourself a nickname and you just kind of do it, overuse it. We should do that same thing.
Okay, so if you're listening right now, feel free. Just start Tarek Skubal and Justin Verlander. Oh, you mean 5 Psi?
Hey, wait, who are you talking about? It's like 9, like we're not even going to refer them to their regular names now.
Yeah, it's just 5 Psi.
Are you talking about 5 Psi?
Okay, I like it. You know what else I like? Winning our Lock of the Days.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Oh, we hit again yesterday with Purdue money line. Yeah, it got a little worrisome down the stretch, but did it hit nonetheless? Yes, it did, which means, go ahead.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. First win of the week, so you're 1-1 on the week. This was plus money at plus 112 as well. So you're 1.94 units up in the month of February, and you're 3.68 units up overall in 2026. Doing pretty good. You're also slightly up on the week as well with that plus win yesterday.
I like it. Today I am going back to the association. We're 1-0 in college basketball this year, which we'll take it. Maybe we never go back.
You are 1-1, by the way. You took the under in Michigan State. So.
Yes, I remember that. Well, no Isaiah Stewart, no Jalen Duren tonight because they're suspended. So I think the Pistons are going to have to rely on their backcourt a little bit more than they typically do. I think Duncan Robinson, in these games when they're missing guys, he usually just has the green light to, hey, let this thing rip as much as humanly possible. Just shoot as many threes as you can. Every look is a good look for you. Feels like he's also been in a rhythm as of late, specifically Monday. He was really feeling it, especially after Stu and Duren got taken out. He was hitting a bunch of threes. So I've got him to hit 4 threes tonight. We're chasing a little bit because this is going to be plus 180 for him to hit 4 threes. What do we think about this? Taylor fade.
Before I pick Taylor fade, this line has been moved, by the way, now that we got the suspensions. Any guesses for what the line is tonight?
Is it 4.5
no
threes?
Duren.
Oh, you're talking about...
No, just, sorry, not your line, just the Pistons-Raptors line.
Well, they were 1.5-point favorites, right?
Yes.
Did it just flip?
They're dogs. Raptors 1.5-point favorites. It is at home though. So okay. Anyways, I'm gonna fade this tonight. I like Duncan Robinson, but at plus 180, it feels like a strategic fade.
I'm still seeing the Pistons as favorites.
Oh, I'm just looking on the World Wide Web of Sports line.
On the generic sports book, they're still the -1.
Yeah, they're behind. They're behind, man.
They are. Okay, then that is going to do it for our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Okay. Our next tradition to close out each show is predicting what Colin Cowherd is going to open with. Did either of us score yesterday? No, he just went back to Sam Darnold, didn't he?
Yeah, back-to-back Sam Darnold leads.
That's incredible. So what do we think he's going to open up with today as Sarah makes coffee behind you?
Yeah, no, I just got all this. I got so many distractions back here. It is my turn to go first today. Back-to-back Sam Darnold leads. The Super Bowl stuff is probably played out at this point, right?
I don't know. Would it shock any of us if he just hopped on and was like, Sam Darnold, I told you guys.
Yeah, should I take Darnold again? Actually, that feels like the valid play. I think today is the day based off of LeBron sitting out last night because LeBron was officially just ruled out as like a rest day. So that kind of adds into the grand scheme complaint going on in the NBA of the resting and sitting and tanking going on.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of like he uses LeBron sitting out last night with Wemby going off as this is the big issue going on in the NBA right now, because it is the big issue going on in the NBA right now, and there clearly is no governing body that are putting out any punishments for all of the tanking that's going on. So that's going to be my choice.
Did you see Nick Wright's fix to the All-Star game on Bill Simmons' podcast?
To the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Could literally care less. But sure.
No, you might care after you hear this.
This is all Adam Silver cares about. So
his proposal was black guys versus white guys.
That's real? He actually said that?
Yes, he actually did say that.
So the European dudes count as
might
white?
Watch.
The European dudes count as the white guys?
I think so, yeah.
They're still outnumbered, right?
The
teams are uneven. This is dumb.
Well, the teams are uneven right now, and they got to do the roster maneuvers.
I see. We're spending too much time talking about a pointless game that I hate. So
okay. For my prediction for what Colin opens with, Justin Verlander. No, I'm just kidding.
Imagine that'd be kind of cool.
No, he would never do that. It would be cool though. Man, what? You're right. I don't think it's anything Super Bowl. It was a good call on the. You know what? Spring training back in action for a lot of teams today. Let me just throw a dart.
No, he's not doing baseball.
Can I choose? Can I choose this?
Gary's recommending Caleb Williams, by the way.
I'm good. I want to. So the Dodgers ownership now owns the Lakers. Can I take that as like, watch out for the Lakers now? Look at what the Dodgers do and look at the Lakers. It's a direct Dodgers-Lakers Open. An LA Sports Open.
Sure.
You're like, yeah, that sounds
awesome. Why would that be the lead today? Like, nothing has happened timely-wise to make that, like...
LeBron sat out. I don't know.
Okay.
Lucas hurt.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. That's my pick then. I thought today was fun.
Yeah, it was.
I would grade today's show an 8.
I mean, I'm grading a 10 because Justin Verlander's back. By the way, Pizza Man in the YouTube chat, man. Do you not like Justin Verlander or something? He says, I sure hope for all you slaps that JV works out. Chill out with that, man.
It's not like they're asking him to be the ace
hell,
of the team.
Man.
He's just the 5th guy.
We're having a fun time, man. Justin Verlander's back. Like, yeah, he's not going to be some like god-tier pitcher, but it's cool.
There's now a photo of Verlander and Skubal together.
Wait, of who?
Verlander and Skubal.
No.
Oh, 5-side.
Oh, wait, they got 5-side in the same picture?
This, it seems like AI generated. Like, what? Skubal and... Do you know how many conversations we had over the last 2 years of who's better in their prime, JV or Skubal? And now they're teammates?
Yeah.
This is, I mean...
Yeah, we're going to do... You know how often we're going to do that now?
This is 2 generational pitchers now paired up. And I know one's obviously past his heyday.
Who cares?
But just seeing them together, both in Tigers uniforms... Oh, my God. I'm getting excited for baseball again. 989-837-6125. We appreciate everybody for tuning in today. We are live on YouTube every day, so go ahead and like and subscribe on that end. It's been cool to see those numbers continue to rise up. We've got the Facebook. Stay updated on all the latest news on the Facebook side of things. We've got Instagram, TikTok, and then again on Facebook for exclusive short-form video content. This is a very exciting time of the year. I know football's over. However, with baseball coming up and the Pistons doing their thing and the Wings doing their thing and Olympics, you're going to want to stay tuned specifically to the Facebook. Stay updated on all the sports that you care about, including Michigan State basketball as well. Just search Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Subscribe on YouTube so you don't forget. See you later.
The Ben Bosscher